So Owen's playing Fortnite, and apparently he's like, I'm not fast enough. So he does the smartest thing you can do, and he goes on the internet and he says how to make yourself faster at Fortnite, and he clicks on the first video that he sees. It was like, here's to be faster at Fortnite, and it's the classic like desktop deletion thing, right? He fell for it. He's 9 years old, by the way. So then he goes upstairs and he walks up to my mom, and he's like, no color, and he's like, Mom, I'm gonna be grounded for the rest of my life. And so they got him a desktop and a chair and everything, and not a computer until he learns responsibilities. And they'll give him a computer, which is the most brutal thing.
Delete your whole.
Instead of taking turns for our mentions, since we all have different. Since we all have different amounts of honorable mentions, we should just go through who has the most mentions, and they run through them, and then next, and then just get to the least. I think Aiden has the least at like 3.
Yeah, so. Just rapid fire them.
Yeah, we're just gonna bam, 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 blow through.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
So, for my worst figures of the year, or most disappointing, there was one particular team that really just continues to fuck shit up. My single de facto worst trash figure was the Black Series Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor. That's all that's left of him. He's garbage.
What
He's
happened?
Trash. He's fucking garbage.
Why did you kill him?
Awful fucking figure.
I saw that on someone's top 5 figure of the year.
Oh god, they have no taste. Second most disappointing is the Clone Wars Darth Maul. He's a little pipsqueak. His articulation ain't great. He had a stupid sneering face, so I tried to cover it up and give him lips. Now he's just kind of...
What the hell? What did you do to the poor guy?
But yeah, he's whatever. And then the most disappointing for me, which was a figure that I really gave the benefit of a doubt for quite a while, Indiana Jones. This guy had so much potential.
Wait, which version is that?
This is the OG, the first release.
Yeah. Oh, right, okay.
So much unlimited potential, and of course, the Black Series team just shit it out like another fucking Tuesday. Garbage. Not garbage. It's not that bad. He's fun, but...
He's not bad. He's
not that bad, but he was really disappointing. He could have been so much more. All right.
Could have been excellent.
First honorable mention is just a shout out to Jack Pacific for really like killing it this year for figures. All 4 of these are some bangers, and some of them were list contenders until they're just too much heavy hitters came. Next up is bit of a redemption for the Black Series team. Luke Skywalker from the beginning. Mandalorian, but it's really just his look from the beginning of Episode 6, which is my favorite Luke outfit. That's great. Oh, he died. And
should have got the new one with the changeable chest.
I prefer that version with the tunic.
Oh, fair enough.
And then next is still Black Series team. This Purge Trooper. I think technically he released last year, but I mean half the reviews are for this year, so I think he's great. He was on the top 10 list for a while. Next is a placeholder, because it'll probably be replaced by the other version that I get tomorrow. It's the White Owlbear, because I really wanted the brown one, but this one's pretty great too.
At least you're not racist.
Just not top 10 worthy.
Like $5 right now on Amazon or something.
He's so worth it. He is worth that price.
And then
not worth $40 or whatever.
My final honorable mention is a model kit, and this is the EXE Mega Man, which was my favorite Mega Man growing up, and this is... I would like a solid action figure of him, but this is the best I'm going to get for probably a long time. So
yeah, for now.
He's amazing.
That's cool.
And that's it. Done and dusted.
That was really fast. Goddamn. All right, guys, time to wrap it up. Let's go. Leia, you're next? Yeah.
So
when we get to the list, we'll take turns.
Right. Yeah, I'm just going to rapid fire this. First item is not a figure, it's an actual prop. I just got to give a big shout out to Character Options who killed this release. It's a sonic screwdriver for the 60th anniversary.
Jesus Christ!
Online exclusive.
Strangling a fucking toucan in my ears.
Everybody listen up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I could have put the loudest setting on the board. Yeah, solid release, online exclusive, very limited in this chrome color, and they just absolutely smashed it out of the park. So yeah, that's the first one. Next, I'm gonna say, which was on my top 10 list, and it did drop out, is Transformers Studio Series 86 Coronation Starscream. Which is a re-release of the Earthrise mold. So I can't really put it on my top 10. All that it's got is new hands and a crown and the cape from the 86 movie, as well as his throne. It's a very nice release. But yeah, next, this one was absolutely going to be my figure of the year, and it just, yeah. Transformers Legacy Tarn. A brilliant figure, and it kills me that it's not on my top 10. But there's just been so many other things I've got throughout this year that didn't come out this year or this decade that I wanted on my top 10 list because they meant far more to me. So yeah, great release. Next we have the Shore Trooper from Rogue One, Hot Toys.
Hot Toys.
Very. And I must say, like, all my Hot Toys figures, like, you know, I love them, all 6 of them. But there's 3 in particular that I absolutely adore. But he's a very solid release. So there's one. My first Hot Toys figure that I got was the Artillery Trooper, and unfortunately, he doesn't make it on the list of honorable mentions. Very solid release, but it is one of those things where you kind of have to get used to working around the articulation, because it's like, you know, with the armor and stuff, like it hits into the articulation and whatnot, and it can be a bit fiddly. But it's a beautiful piece. I absolutely love it, but unfortunately it's not in my top 10. And finally is the Hot Toys Infinity War Thor. Yeah. Probably my only disappointing figure of the year, in all honesty.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I love it, but he's got no ab crunch in the torso, whatever, because this whole section lights up and stuff, and the arms aren't the best. They like have heavy ratchets, but they only go like so far. But overall, it's a right, Chris. It's a good release, but I just found it a bit disappointing, in all honesty. So that is my 6 mentions. Like I said, I was going to rapid fire them. That's exactly what I've done. So,
good job.
Moving on.
Thatch, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first.
All right, buddy. You show us what you got.
All right, friend. You pull up
Okay, friend. I have no.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna start with my worst figure of the list, because let's start with some energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I in all my like years of collecting,
Whoa.
very rarely.
No.
What happened?
I turned the camera around and it sort of like teased some of my other figures.
I didn't see anything. So.
I didn't see it. It's fine.
We didn't see it.
Sneaky.
I thought you were gonna be like, "Can I show my wiener first?"
I thought a dog shit before is what I thought. I thought we were having another dog shitting incident, but that's okay. Anyways, go ahead, Thatch.
So I very rarely will return a figure. Like, it very rarely does that ever happen to me, right? Certainly not in Savannah, where I have no time and I have way better things to do than have to drive to a freaking grocery store to return an action figure, right? But there comes a time when it just has to happen, and I have to be incredible. So here's the thing. I tried something new this year that I never do. I bought an import figure, and I thought, everyone's buying this import figure. He's really popular. He's going to be, I'm really, I just really wanted to try it out because I wanted to have a nice fiddle figure while I'm doing like my 3D animation classes because I don't, I'm more interested in stop motion than that. So I can have this figure that I can have like in the corner when I'm doing my homework in like the classrooms. I was like, perfect. He's super posable, fun. I saved up the money. I spent $100 stupid on it, and I got it. And it's just the biggest piece of shit I've held this entire year. He is terrible, and I'm sorry. It goes beyond just like, oh, the import figures aren't really your thing. He was poorly made. His ass cheek was reversed. I got 2 left ass cheeks on this figure. So because of that, his legs weren't stiff. They were like loosened, and he looked stupid. Like he was literally built wrong. The head sculpt and print was off, so he looked like somebody sat on his face for 3 days. Like it was terrible. There were several paint errors on it too, as well. Like the lines weren't bleeding correctly and everything like that. Like the QC on it was awful, and on top of that, the figure just felt like garbage, like he wasn't fun to mess around with. It was incredibly difficult to pose him and do things with him without pieces like arms coming off and stuff like that. He was so loose. He couldn't stand. He could not stand. At the bare minimum, these import figures that are $100 should stand, and he couldn't stand. And every time I handed him to my girlfriend, and she held it and was like, "This." Like, she's like, "What is that?" Like, she's like, "Was this like a cheap one you got?" And I'm like, "No, this is the most expensive one I could have gotten." Like it's terrible. It's notoriously like it was not good. I know a lot of people love that. Oh, did I even say the figure yet?
No, I thought you were building up to a big reveal.
Well, the big reveal is that this piece of shit figure is the SH Figure Arts Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figure. Boom. Awful. He was terrible. There was a number of QC issues with him. His from paint to sculpt to manufacturing, it was, and he felt like the construction of the figure was poor. Like he wouldn't hold together and he wouldn't stand. It was just not well made. Like it's as simple as that. It's not like I'm not used to it. It's like I've held other figures. I've held other stuff like this before, and he was awful. It was just not a great thing. So I returned it, promptly got the money back, and I felt much better after that. And I understand that a lot of people really like this figure, and I'm also not saying all import figures are like this. I'm not saying that. But this specific one that I got and this experience with it was terrible. Certainly not worth the money.
It's a shame that it was on your first import figure as well.
Yep. And it felt so cheap. It felt like it was made like a knockoff, and it wasn't. It was legit. It was straight. It wasn't from a third-party seller on Amazon. It was from first-party Amazon. Like it was legit. But either way, I returned my money and I got my money back. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Let's get into positive things. Either way, terrible figure. So don't like him. It stinks and I don't like him. Anyway. Now the good ones. So let me look at my list again. So the first one I'm going to talk about is a couple of these. It's a shame because they're the best of the line and they still weren't good enough to be on the list. So the first one I'm going to say is the Halo 3. You can't even see him. Halo 3 Master Chief from Jazzwares. This guy's awesome. Like he's really well done. I think he is the best of Spartan Collection. I think he is by far the best Spartan Collection figure I have. He doesn't have the stupid knees. His knees work correctly. All the articulation's fine. He looks great. It's a much better paint job and a much better sculpt than a terrible Halo 2 one. It's a totally new sculpt from the ground up. It's not the same. And I don't know. He's just exactly what the Spartan Collection could have been, And it's a shame, too, because he's really hard to get. I only got him because I walked into a GameStop and they had one of the other figures, and I was like, hey, can you check the back? Never works. Has never worked. I've done it before. They never do it. This one guy did it, and I was able to get this guy, but I have not seen him since. And from what I've seen online, like, you can't order him from GameStop.com. Secondhand, he goes for like $50. So... a shame that he's not accessible, but he's the best of the line in my opinion, and he's everything I pretty much could have wanted from a Halo 3 Master Chief. So, yippee! It's just a shame that line was so mediocre that their best figure is not even on the top 10 list. Which goes for another line, the Adventure Series Grail Knight. This guy's awesome. He's so well made. He's fantastic. He's the best of the Adventure Series, but he's still not good enough to make the list. The articulation is surprisingly good. Like, he's got great hip you can make him do like the splits, which is awesome. He's got pretty good diaphragm. Totally new sculpt. There's no reuse obviously here. Really great paint job. Like all of the details on his like cape and on everything on his body. The face print is incredible. Like I don't know why this random old man has got such great face print. and it still takes him this long to get Harrison Ford right, but he's great. I really like what they did with chainmail. Like, that looks awesome, and he's like I said, his articulation's bright. He's got like crazy ankle articulation, which is insane. Like, none of the other Adventure Series figures can do that, but he does. I don't know why he does. The only downside is
a character that barely even fucking like
right, he doesn't move, right?
He just stands there.
But the only downside is he has this big plastic cape on him, but again, he doesn't really move, and it's sculpted really well. It also drags on the floor, so he stands, like, he does not fall over because he can lean on that, which is nice. But for this guy, like, I like to think he's like this old guardian. Like, I like to think that his armor and his drapes are weighing him down because he's so, like, he's really frail under there. So I think, like, if they did a fabric one, it just would have been too poofy, you know? So I think that in this case, because he's meant to be like this totem, I think this makes a lot of sense. It's just a shame that it gets in the way, but it comes off, so that's fine. And then he also comes with the actual working grail, like the proper Holy Grail, so that's always nice to have an accessory like that. Yeah, he's great. And then they also released this shield in another figure, so if you want, you can just have a Crusader Knight if you wanted to. So yeah, that's great. The next figure I'm gonna do is the Multiverse Michael Keaton Batman, whose ears are so fucked up. Look at this guy. It's because I packed him away in my bag. I brought this guy with me everywhere when I had him, so he's one of the few figures that I actually filled with quite a bit. He's got the best diaphragm articulation in like any fucking sorry, Tyler. any for the edit. I'm sorry. I don't know what the language is on this. Is it R?
Say
is
what
it
you
PG?
want.
Say what I want. So that's great. I don't know. He's just a really great figure. He's the first time I got a DC Multiverse and actually was like really happy and excited about it. So he's really good. You could have better accessories, but they always can, you know. So, and also then I got the Batmobile and he goes really well with that. So overall, I felt really happy. It sucks that this movie was so bad, but yeah. The next thing I'm gonna do is the Marvel Legends Spider-Punk figure. This guy is really fun. I had a lot of fun messing with him, but he is held back under a lot of ways. He has his alternate hands suck. He's got like one alternate flip hand and that's it. His guitar's kind of cheap looking, you know, and that's kind of disappointing. I mean, there's a great there's an exceptional figure in here, you know, but what we ended up getting was just a pretty good one. He's got a great design in the movie. I think he's kind of hard to come by now because everyone liked him in the movie, and then all of a sudden he became really hard to get. But he's so much fun to mess around with. Like, I don't know, he's just like his long weird arms. So yeah, I think Spider-Punk is awesome. I really like him. If you don't like Spider-Punk or the design, this is not like literally the whole thing falls apart, you know. But if you do, then it's great. But everyone likes him so much. I feel like for this third movie, they'll do another one, and they'll probably give him like an unmasked head and stuff. So hopefully that one can like succeed. The last figure I'm gonna mention.
It's a shame about the hands.
It's a shame about the hands. Like, it's so annoying because he's stuck with this hand the whole. Like, he's stuck like this, which is like, what is he popping a grape? Like, and he's not holding a guitar.
He's popping his pimples.
It's useless. Or is he talking about like Peter B. Parker's like wiener size or something?
He's small.
So either way, still fun, but like held back by a lack of accessories. Someone who's not held back by a lack of accessories, but actually does a really good job with the accessories, is the Blue Beetle figure from DC Multiverse. This figure is everything I wanted it to be. He's awesome. It's kind of hard because I just put all the accessories together, and so I don't even remember which ones came with which at this point. But when you get both, it's like they're fine separately, but especially if whatever one comes with the hands is the better one. But with both, you can do a lot of really fun stuff. He's decently articulate. His like wiener like fold is like glued down now because I had him posed with it in for like a year, and so now it's stuck there. Anyway, he's fun though. He's really fun. I love this costume design, so I just think he's super great. I was on a train, and I brought this guy with all of his accessories with me. It's like a 6-hour train, and so I just messed with him the whole time, and that was really fun. So yeah, the Blue Beetle, and then that's my whole list. That's everybody.
That's the whole shebang.
Whole shebang.
All right, nice. And it helps that Blue Beetle is like pretty cheap now. So if you want to buy both of them,
yep.
Like
I think if you buy both for cheap right now, like it's a great value.
You'll have a better experience. Yeah. Okay. So list time. It's all right. So where did I even put that thing? Hold on, just a second.
God. For fuck's sake, Braden.
I'm sorry. I'm holding everyone up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
As per usual.
I'm so freaking sorry. Oh, that's why he's all the way at the... All right. So, these are the disappointing figures. This first one isn't necessarily disappointing because I didn't have high expectations for it, but it's still awful in every way. We're looking at the worst Marvel Legends of the year, I feel, personally. Howard the Cuck. The gall of them to charge $35.99 for this over here is fucking insane. He's got great articulation, you know, he can do no leg articulation whatsoever. His limbs are all popping out like he's having an exorcism because I'm trying to do a custom with him. Awful, terrible figure. One of the worst things I've ever...
It's alright. Have you seen the fucking Grogu release, the Black Series team?
Oh, I have, but at least he comes with more than this.
Yeah, but...
No,
I know.
He came with a head.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he came with Scott Lang's head, I guess.
In a jar.
If you like that. And then also the entire thing is just Khonshu's body, so it doesn't even matter. But this is probably one of the worst. This is as bad as it gets for Legends releases. I don't want to hear it. Maybe Aunt May, but she's not that bad compared to this. Okay.
We finally got an Aunt May after all these years. So
she's awful. She's terrible.
Dude, what's Aunt May gonna do?
Dude, she's terrible. She's awful.
All right.
All right.
She's not gonna be fighting anybody.
Dude, she's got to fight Doc Ock. She came in a two-pack.
No.
Yes.
Who's awful? Who's awful?
He said Aunt May.
She's bad.
Aunt May.
She's bad.
Aunt May.
We finally got an Aunt May after all these years.
I know. I'm just saying she's not good. That's fine.
All right, move on.
Anyways,
fine.
Hey, settle down. Break it up, okay? All right. Now for my Jesus.
That's Uncle Ben.
That's
Uncle Ben.
That's Aiden's face when I told him everything was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. For my actual biggest disappointment of the year, it's gonna go to your boy. The similar to what Thatch was describing, SH Figuarts has had some rough ones this year, and that goes to my boy Zoro here. Now, on paper, this is a good-looking figure. There's nothing inherently wrong. It's the articulation. It's the design of this shitty material they use. His legs are all bunched up. Let's see how far his legs can go. That's about as far as they can go, really.
What happens when you push him?
What happens when you push him? That's what happens when you push him. And when I first got him, I'm just going to show the figure like this for the rest of the time. When I first got him, I was like, you know what? He's not so bad. Despite the fact that his arm pops off constantly because it can dig the hole deep enough for it to peg. I don't know. I was like, you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's not great. He's okay. I like Zoro. Last night, his fucking hand completely came off, and that was the boiling point. Mm-hmm. I quote. I said to Tyler last night, I said, "Fuck this idiot." So now I have this gym. Cam broke the sword sheet.
What?
You have to shove this thing through this tiny little gap here. So of course, and they're all glued together. So I'm done with this figure. Even saying that, I bought another one, but that's okay. Most disappointing figure of the year. I can't believe they need to get this better. Because look, how is this fun? How am I expected to have fun with this? How am I expected to pay $100 for this bullshit?
You guys got SH fucked. And I've just been riding high with Figuarts all year.
Yeah. Welcome to my hellish world. Anyways, that's. Oh no, I have honorable mentions. Sorry. let's pick up the pace a little bit here with my first honorable mention. The Fury Planet Wilderness Hunter, I think his name is Crocker. Big beefy son of a bitch here. Looks great. I mean, there's no complaints there. It's just the articulation that doesn't really work for me. This big torso doesn't move worth a damn. Doesn't do anything, basically. Accessories are great. You can make him look like maybe a character from a franchise that has turtles in it. I don't know. Or you can make him look like a big killer crocodile. I don't know. Got a big ass gun. That's a big gun. You can make him go. That's all that matters to me. Also, one of the things I didn't like is that he's got alternate neck pieces where I'd rather it just be like a ball joint that you can move. You have to like swap out for different necks. I don't really like that. It kind of affected my enjoyment of him. So yeah, he's good, but he's not on the top 10. He doesn't do some things that he does some things that I don't really care for. Okay. Next up, this is in my opinion the best McFarlane figure ever. It is the Nightfall Nightfall Batman here. I kind of ruined him, honestly, by this gooping up his cape. So I kind of ruined him, but make no mistake, he's a good figure. He looks great. He's like the best Batman I feel like they put out, at least comic-wise. Just looks great, all things around. Don't cheap out and buy a cheap plastic cape. This is like made out of like rubber glove material, because there were no capes out at the time. But I mean, you can make them do that, so that's kind of cool.
Except it looks gross.
And don't use word of warning: don't use Gorilla Glue meant for wood on the. Yeah, don't do that. Great figure, regardless, though. Great figure. Yeah, my favorite DC Multiverse figure. But yeah, that was rough.
This is just like a list of how to bust your figures. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So these are all the figures I ruined this year.
Like, I didn't do this. This happened on its own. Okay, and in vein of like things that I think might be like the best, at least that I own, this is probably the best Wolverine we have on the market right here. The X-Men '97 Wolverine. He's really goddamn good. I mean. You don't even have to.
At the minute, that figure as well.
I would pick him up.
Everything's on sale at the moment from Hasbro.
No, I mean like super fucking cheap as well.
I would buy him. I mean, he's great. He's articulate. He's pinless. Look at this head sculpt. It's just me after I broke my Zora. That's the reality of that. I only wish he came like a screaming head, because I feel like that would be perfect. But there's tons of other options you can find. I want to get different claws for him, but we'll see how that turns out. Other than that, though, I think he's the best Wolverine on the market, at least in terms of Legends. He just looks so great.
For now, because we're about to go into the year of the Wolverine.
True, very true. But no, he's fun. He's a lot of fun. If anything, I might pick up a few more figures from that wave, but this is really only seeming, because this isn't too cartoony. You can look at this and go comic book. So yeah. I guess I wish they painted the hair, but that's not really too big of a deal. So, yeah. No, great all around. And then I got two more here. Next up, the next Marvel Legends figure here is a figure that I messed with for a really long time. Just sitting on my couch or whatever. This is sort of in the similar vein that Thatch was talking about Spider-Punk. It's the Spot. Just a fun, stupid, silly figure. It's a lot of fun to articulate. You can make him, put up his dukes or whatever. I'm not good at posing, but he's just a fun time. I think I like this character. I got him as soon as I watched the movie because he's like the best part of that movie, hands down. So, look, let's just admire the man's ass here, okay? Let's just take a quick look at that. Have a moment of silence for that, please. Thank you. Yeah, he's fun. He's a lot of fun. I think he's the Spider-Verse wave is kind of iffy. It's fun figures, but they're kind of wonky here and there. But Spot is just fun. That's the name of the game here. And then the final honorable mention I have is his name is Sheriff Snap. Now, it's the Masterverse, He-Man Masterverse Clawful, I think his name is. I picked this up when I was with Tyler. It's like $30 because he comes with a ton of shit. But I don't care. As soon as he put the cowboy hat, I'm like, that's it. That's all I need. He's now a cowboy, and he's got big claws, and he's a big crab man, and he moves around really fun. Because I take the cowboy hat off, and it just doesn't look right now. I look at it, I'm like, that's not Sheriff Snap. We need to put that thing back on. There he is. He's a new crazy character. He's a crazy character. He's a kooky individual for the shelf. And he's just a big... All right, shut up. That's it. That's my honorable mentions. Ruined it.
Oh,
That
that's
was good, though.
Ruined it.
It looks like the Star Wars like title.
Yeah.
He asked politely. He said, "Please, okay,
please wrap
He
it up.
did. He did.
Mhm.
He did. All right. Who's next?
Your turn,
Aiden.
man.
All right.
What you
I
got?
have one figure that I really had a pickle with, and it's just a character I cannot stand in general. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Exciting.
He took it out of his pocket. That's the joke.
Comic book Morbius. Now, yes, at first, don't let it deceive you. This is the remake they put in the recent Walmart 2-pack, bestseller 2-pack this year, that did not go for $20, where you can buy 6-armed Spider-Man and a reissued, barely retooled classic Morbius, because that's everyone's favorite Spider-Man villain.
He got a movie.
There's no difference with this character. This look for him, they gave him the same shitty body mold with the Captain America or Bucky Cap body. And joints are still gummy since 2015 or 2016, whenever the original one came out. And, you know, it's still a face only.
Try 2013 Bucky Cap, okay? I was
Yeah.
like 2012, 2013. You're looking at a decade-old mold right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about, like, the figure overall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the whole... it's the same thing, which... Yeah, that's been a trend, unfortunately, lately. But there is my honorable mention of worst figure. So
Dishonorable mention.
yeah, I don't really have another one because I don't really buy a whole lot of shitty figures if I don't want. But yeah, I can throw in maybe one disappointing, like I was saying, Raiders Envy. But getting into actual honorable mentions, I guess I'll start off with Blue Beetle. Definitely one of my favorite DC characters outside of like Batman and a bunch of other ones. He finally got his own movie this year, and they nailed it with having a comic accurate costume. And DC Multiverse was kind of like, hey, we're actually going to try with this one. And they did. And I'm not going to go too long about it because Thatch mentioned it already. But having all the accessories that you get between the two different figures, with one with weapons and one with more like hand gestures. I got the one with the wings and hand gestures, and he is great. He moves around great. I have a lot of fun with him. In sculpt and like texture, and every other part of him is just really surprising and a lot of fun. I think the only thing they could have changed probably would have been with having the wings and still having the legs in the back. That's like a key part of his look. So when he doesn't have it on, it kind of looks like he's a little bit naked. But otherwise, I'm thrilled to have him. He's great. I don't have the other one with the weapons, unfortunately. I do want to get that, but like you guys were mentioning, you can probably get them on sale for super cheap. But there's my first one, Blue Beetle. My second is definitely not original pick. Sorry to mention for the spot. This has been like one of those figures I've messed with the most this year. He is so goofy and fun. The weird like D or C lister Spider-Man villain they put into the latest animated movie. Obviously, yes, he was the best part of the whole movie. He's got like his shoulders are not aligned, so like one arm droops longer down than the other. I love with the hands. There's so much sass you can put into him. So obviously here he's just kind of being friendly. But I had so much fun and definitely one of the best asses we've seen this year. I mean, it's like, come on, how can you deny that? It's like clear, like votes.
True.
You know? So yeah, I love the spot. So happy to they finally made a Marvel Legends of him. So yeah. And my third honorable mention, my final one, gotta be Michael Keaton Batman. This guy was kind of resurgence of like any interest I had in DC Multiverse, because anything I had before was unfortunately the DC Multiverse dark side from the Zack Snyder Justice League. That figure is absolutely terrible. So I was kind of coming in pretty sour. But when I got this guy, the first thing I noticed is that he can move his head up, which Michael Keaton definitely cannot do when he's wearing the cowl himself. But this was a dream come true to get a great Batman figure again. And the costume, well, it's not like 100% like the original, but now they've made a 1989 one. It's a blast to mess with. So much fun. I love the other accessories, the different hands, the Batarang. It's great. I absolutely love it, and I'm so happy to have a real definitive Michael Keaton Batman. So, and once again, Mark Farland actually was kind of like, hey, we're going to try with this one. So I definitely give a tribute to Blue Beetle in this Batman for that. And I love the cape. It's huge, but it drapes over his shoulders perfectly. So there you go. That's all of my honorable mentions.
That's all the honorable mentions. All right. Now, starting my top 10 list was, and this is going to give it away as soon as I say it, because I've continued to say this since it happened, my most hyped action figure of San Diego Comic-Con 2023. Toad, motherfuckers!
I'm surprised he's this low, honestly.
He used to be a little higher, but there's just so
I
much,
thought he'd be number one,
good
man.
stuff. He is unremarkable to the layman, but for me, a massive Toad fan, this motherfucker has fists, he has elbows on these tiny little joints, and he can kick your ass 10 ways to Sunday, and that's what's important. So, of all the things Jack Specific did this year, no. It's fucking Toad.
Always Toad.
Number 10. Your turn, Lay.
So my number 10 pick is of a Marvel Legends figure. I didn't get many this year, but this character in particular I have no attachment to, but I saw the figure and I absolutely loved him. It is the Orb. Comes in a very old body, unfortunately, but does not take away from my absolute joy and love for this thing. It's stupid. It's just the Orb. It's like everything that Robo said about him in his review. It's like you can say here. I don't know. I just absolutely love this guy. Like I say, I have no attachment to him, but just as an action figure, he's silly, and I think that's what gives me so much appeal about him. He's just very
he's
nice.
the Orb.
Just a star-spangled man with a plan.
Like I say, unfortunately, it's a shame about the body, but it is what it is, and yeah, that's my number 10 pick. Love it.
Nice.
You're up, Thad.
So, number 10.
Number 10.
So, I think this is good. I think our number 10s are all going to be figures people are like, why would you, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, my number 10 is also at face value a pretty standard release, but I think Sandman is so freaking cool. They nailed this Sandman so good. His likeness is better than it is in the movie, to be honest with you. Like, it looks so good. He's fully shaded, like proper shading, and it's like all around, you know, it's not just one darker tone of brown. It's like a couple different tones of brown. The sculpt is just a man of sand, but it's good, and it looks good because it's painted properly. His accessories, he comes with 3 sets of hands. He comes with more sets of hands than the Spider-Men do, you know? Like, it's crazy. And they're fun, you know, like the big hands look great, and then he's got little weird open hands, and then fist hands. His articulation's pretty solid. He's got like this crazy diaphragm joint that works pretty well. He's just really fun, and I took him out one of the first times in a long time. I pulled out a Marvel Legend, and I didn't need to crack all the goddamn joints in. It just worked just fine right out of the package, you know. So he's just really fun. I mean, just look, he just looks good. Like, he looks better than he should. Like, he should just be a hunk of tan plastic, but they actually did a good job making him look like a character, you know. And I really respect that, and I've had so much fun messing with him because of that. He's so much better than the comic book Sandman. Like, holy crap.
Thank God.
He's so much better. I think he just is way more fun. But he also can work as a comic book Sandman because he's just all sand, you know? So he's just a really great figure. Even though he's a naked ass man, it's the best way I can imagine you could have done this figure, and they just absolutely nailed it. Great accessories, great face print, great articulation, you know, or good articulation, great everything. Like, he's just really good. They really nailed it. I'm really impressed by him, and hopefully the Electro is nearly as good as this guy is. But yeah, that's my number 10.
Nice. Okay, it's my turn now.
My turn.
I'm actually going to do some switching around because I don't like this, actually.
Oh, real quick. He also has a pretty good ass.
I was actually going to ask for you to show
the
that.
The ass is fair. He's got a fair ass. Sorry, keep going.
Fair ass. Okay. All right. So my number 10 pick is going to be from a 2-pack a very expensive 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be Big Chungus here from the Marvel Legends, Thor 2-pack or whatever. This thing is stupidly expensive, and I don't care about the Thor in that 2-pack at all. But goddamn, this is awesome. He's just a big hunk of silver plastic, and I like me some big men. You know, you throw some big men at me, I like the big men. Yeah, I know. Hold your tongue, okay?
You like them big.
I like them big. I like them chunky for sure.
Chunky.
This guy's a big chunk. Let's see. Look at this Spider-Man ass articulation. He's so much fun. He's just so much fun to work. And if you wanted to, I mean, as far as I can tell, the design isn't too different. You could just use this as an MCU destroyer, right? It's not too different.
It's pretty different. Doesn't know.
Shut up.
It's very different.
No, it's not that different.
Very different.
It's a big silver man. Who cares?
It's very different.
Whatever. Anyways, you can use this as an MCU destroyer. You can do whatever the heck you want. You can use this as... He's just so much fun. He's so much fun. And that's the name of the game here. I like fun figures, and he's just a big hunk of fun. You really got to break those limbs in, though. You really have to put all your freaking effort into bending his leg. But doesn't matter because the end result is just so much fun. It's a shame he's limited to that 2-pack because if he was just on his own, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's number 10.
Yeah.
Every time you move in your seat, it sounds like you're just ripping a fat one.
I can't. I'm just gonna be farting this whole time.
He definitely is ripping it out, and slowly but surely.
I'm hiding them in between that, so you can't tell.
That's just him opening his legs and slipping over.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, it's your turn,
up,
buddy.
Man.
All right, so for my number 10, it's Sandman as well.
Nice.
Sandman.
Your guys' list is gonna be exactly that.
Yeah, I think you can tell.
What did I say? I said one of the early top 10 is gonna be the same, and then we're gonna get to.
Yeah, no, if you see my face, I'm like, damn. Yeah, no.
Nice hat.
Take my words for what Thatch was saying. I don't want to repeat it, but yeah, this guy is legit. He is legit, even like that. All right.
He's a hipster.
This feels like getting a 2007 Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3 figure, but we got it in 2023, and that is. I was happy by the prospect of we're getting him when they first showed pictures, but having him in hand, and he's just a lot of fun. Like Thatch was mentioning, you have a lot of options with his hands, and it's great. It's the best Sandman figure they've made in a long time. So I don't mind a comic book one. It's okay. The risks suck, a lot of the problems, but this works for both avenues, like Thatch was mentioning. Very happy to have him. I want him to just kind of bury Toby in the sand pile with him, grabbing his head or anything. I like the big hands on him. That's fun. We were joking before that they're booby grabbing hands.
Especially in that initial photo where it's just...
Yes, he's like this. So I love that. And I have to say, he does have a cute ass. I mean, look at that.
It's pretty cute. It's pretty
It's a very cute ass.
Yeah. I mean, look, he can just be I don't know.
Tyler, please put cute music over that. Thank you.
cute music, please.
Yeah, cue the cute song.
Yeah, and even the face sculpt they did. I don't know how they made it more accurate, but they did. And I love the shading they have on him. He's excellent. I'm very happy with him. That's number 10.
All right.
Solid.
Well then, I guess it's my turn again.
My boy.
Number 9?
Yeah, this guy's already come up once, and he is... it is very sad the state that the Jazzwares Halo line is in, but... this is the third year that they've had a Master Chief on my list, so I'm happy for them for that. This figure is fantastic. He is probably the best Master Chief. I stylistically prefer the Infinite one just a little bit more by the aesthetic, but in terms of colors, paint, everything, this guy is just immaculate, and the articulation's really well done. This is what the Spartan collection should have been, and had it been this from the beginning, it would have been a much, much more successful line. So, that's it for me.
Wow.
Damn.
Tyler, I just want to say, I want to say that I tipped my fedora
It's not working. There it is.
I tip my fedora.
I lose my fedora for you.
I lose my fedora.
Lose it on the ground.
Probably the last Jazzwares Halo figure to make a list if next year does not go well.
Yeah.
Shit. They're going like online exclusive now. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Man. So my number 9 pick is a Hot Toys figure, and it is my Infinity War Machine figure.
Your blur is fucking this up, man.
Yeah, I know.
In the black shirt too. Not good forethought there.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's getting it all right.
It's getting better.
Just turn your blur off.
Take your shirt off. Come on.
Yeah,
take your shirt off. Come on.
Stand up.
You just highlight your name, and then the 3 dots pop up, and then you can manage it.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
He's a boomer. He's a boomer trying to use technology.
Right, hold on. It only says switch camera, take snapshot, open chat, hold call, screen share, change camera, change view
camera,
mode.
Change camera background. Or change background.
No, it's not there.
Well, then, I don't know, man.
Yeah, so fuck you.
This is boomer time.
No, you just turned it around.
This is like teaching my...
Mike.
Yeah, this is like how to...
Don't go to the view. You want to go to your name.
I literally just finished my Christmas vacations.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm on the...
This is grandpa hour right now.
You damn kids.
Put old man
Grandpa,
behind this.
Just highlight your name, click the 3 dots,
change
do that background.
Why are you on your phone?
You have a computer.
My internet shit on the computer, man.
Fair enough.
Oh my god.
Fair enough.
Are you just gonna have to fucking deal with it?
Fair enough. All right.
All right, we'll deal with it.
I know this isn't the last big ass figure.
Start over, Lay. Start over.
Yeah. No, hold on. I'll quickly. I'll quickly fix it. That should do it. There you go.
Yeah, sure.
That should be
All
better.
Right,
right, so yeah, the Infinity War War Machine figure. I absolutely love it. From the waist down, it's completely die-cast, so this motherfucker is heavy. It has the Thor flight stand on, which I'm not going to pause him in the air because he will fall and go through the roof or some shit. Just, he's a heavy motherfucker. The reason why he's so high up on the list, despite me really loving this release, is that he's very fiddly, especially around the waist area. Because there's so much weight in the legs, it tends to lean, and the ankles aren't ratcheted, which is stupid. So it tends to really lean or just fall. So unfortunately, it's a fiddly one, but I absolutely love it. And it comes with a shit ton of weapons that you can, sort of displayed it in a way that all the weapons can pop out and stuff. And the unmasked helmet, which, if I get it off this fucking stand, just does close down. It is on a magnet. This helmet doesn't light up. The other one does, but the chest lights up, the hands do, the feet do. But yeah, overall, it's an absolutely stunning piece. But that is my number 9 pick. Sorry that went on for far too long. I had to fix my camera and shit because everyone's shouting at me.
Well, you didn't fix it, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, I made it better, didn't I?
No.
It's the same. It's the same.
Fuck you. No, man.
So, for my number 9, I've got a figure that is a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. I'm going to have the problem that Layton's going to have now. This guy's going to be almost invisible to see. So I'm doing the Donatello Invisible Man by NECA. This guy is so good. I was blown away by him. He's got pizzas in his invisible shell. That is so funny. He's got little invisible toes. He's got invisible hands. I don't have them on, but he's got transparent hands that you can have him wear. He's got the best accessories you could ever, like, they're so good. He's got a creepy freak head. He's got this his head where he's got nothing in it, like, it's such a good use of an invisible figure and, like, the really clever ways it's the best version of, like, oh, we're gonna have an invisible figure, let's have some fun invisible, like, gimmicks to go with it. They did such a good job. It's better than the mainline Invisible Man figure that NECA did. They picked the better outfit. They should have either picked his pajamas or this outfit. They should not have picked his stupid, like, professor, like, normal outfit. That's so lame. And so they picked a better outfit. Articulation's a little limited, but I'm willing to forgive it. And it's good enough. I love Donatello too, so that helps. I just think he's the best one of the line so far. And I only have a couple, but I think he's fantastic. And the accessories are just so good. He might have the best accessories of the figure of the whole year. Like, I just sat with him for like 50 minutes just trying on different accessories and combinations of things and doing fun things with him. And he's really excellent. The only complaint I have is they have these stupid twisties on the edge that are like ribbon or something that the staff is supposed to go in, and that stuff sucks. That stuff sucks. They should just clip on. I don't know why they did that. They did these weird little cloth wraparound things on here. But aside from that, he's excellent. He is absolutely excellent, and it seems like after him they've gotten even better. Look at him.
We get it, Lay.
He's seen some shit.
He's a scroll.
He's a scroll, that's why.
He's a scroll, man.
Roddy's doing his best Black
He's like-
Adam impression.
He's terrifying.
That's a great pick, though, Thatch.
Yeah, so I'm really excited because I think that the Leo from the upcoming Creatures from Black Lagoon Leo is like a great follow-up to this. So overall, great. They did a great job, NECA, so that's mine.
Can I quickly mention about this? He's gonna fucking ab crunch on that. It's got like 3
Jesus.
fucking ab crunches.
Sounds like
The
a
articulation
fucking
on this thing is ridiculous.
It sounds like you're bending like a freaking like wire or something. Like I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. Joke fell
Fucking
flat.
do your next list, all right?
Fuck you. Put that in. Thank you. All right. So my number
9.
is a little predictable. Last year I picked a figure that was a very hotly debated. Everyone yelled at me for picking her. Because I thought she was like the greatest Marvel Legends female figure of all time.
So here she is again.
All the same.
What the fuck?
Ew.
What?
Ew.
What is wrong with you?
You did not put Silk on your top 10.
Yes,
Fuck, Brady. Fuck you. Fuck you.
And you
Brady.
took off the best part of that figure.
Yeah.
Silk.
Round 2, Silk again. I think this is currently the best female Marvel Legends figure on the market. Now, let's get it out of the way.
Aiden just got a boner.
Yeah.
No, I was anticipating for him.
Of course. She's so much fun. I mean, is the articulation as crazy hyper-posable as they were saying it is? Not really. But it's still fun. It's appreciated, you know. That's pretty good. You don't get that very often. Butterflies are weak as hell. Not great butterflies. I'm wondering if I can pop them out and do the Spider-Man mod to them. But it's just nice to have like a classic-y Black Widow with multiple heads. She comes with so much shit. It's awesome. Guns, blasts coming out of her wrists. She's got freaking smoke effect. Like she's got different hands. She's got like 3 pairs of heads. It's crazy. She's just so much fun. And I feel like she's just, if you can't get her, go get her. I don't know. She's a good Black Widow.
Get her? Go get her.
Go get her, man. Go get her. I don't know what's wrong. Anyway, that's my number 9. What's your number 9, buddy?
All right. This was the most recent addition because I was just thoroughly impressed and surprised by how much I was. I don't know, just by having this figure. As you know, Adventure Series has had a lot of ups and downs, but I will say, of all the 50 Indiana Jones figures we've got, I think this one may be one of my favorite. It is the Dial of Destiny Old Bones Jones figure. To think that the old Indiana Jones is better than most of the other ones, at least as I think, like the Raiders one, I was just like, wow. Nothing major, right? But there's like little things I noticed with him that I'm like, I appreciate that more. The likeness is actually great on this. I think it looks like Old Man Harrison Ford. They got like the chin scar and everything else. He's got that really like, I don't want to be here kind of face. But I love the additional accessories he has with the flashlight. The bag's cool. I found out today you can actually take the strap off and then with the rope in the back of it. So I guess you can have him hold it, even though you get rope with the other figures like Sala and Mavroom, Indy. But yeah, look, you can take the rope out of the backpack and just put it right back on. I think it's really fun and very like Indiana Jones-like. One of my favorite things about this figure is how the whip works. I hate how you have the buckle strap through the normal Indy with the belt, Usually it never fits on, but with this one you have a peg actually, and it has a peg hole on the whip, different kind of whip. Old Man Indy's not really going to be doing a whole lot of action with the whip as much anymore, but when he does, that would have been nice to get it with him. But I like how he just kind of poured it on there, and it stays on for the most part. But otherwise, no, and the torso is slightly different. It is very similar to what we've gotten from Raiders and the other traditional Indies, but I like the little differences between them. Just detail-wise, it doesn't look like he's as skinny, but it's about the same, even when you take off the jacket. I like that the hat is pretty much plain because some of the other indie figures has way too much wear on it, where it's like the orange trying to make like the jacket look like it's more rough. I think I would have liked the jacket to have more to it because it's older indie, so him having more wear on it would have been nice. But the hat I don't mind, and I like the bigger bag. That was something nice. But he just looks, the presentation is great. It's there. I love it. It looks like I can just kind of recreate the first place we had for the not so great movie, but I really love this indie. I really enjoy it. So I just, oddly enough, of all the Indiana Jones figures, I think I like him the most. Okay. It's weird, but I'm happy to at least put Indy somewhere on this list. Okay. So that's my number 9.
Okay. So
right on.
Going into number 8. Last year, I want to address the controversy. I had a figure on my list that, didn't belong on the list, and it was basically a custom. I understand.
And also a cloth cape. I don't care.
So basically a whole fucking new figure.
I don't care.
Far from this thing, and this thing, and this thing, and that custom thing, and this.
The way this figure is ranked is prior to any customization. So, not counting anything I've done to it.
Okay,
just the base figure. It would be the Fwoosh skeleton. And his ones. The skeleton is pretty cool. Not as great as I would have liked. Like, his rib cage is kind of warped. And then this peg, there's a joint going in here. There's a peg going up into the rib cage that pops off way too easy. And the customer service of the Fwoosh is ass. Hate that. I waited over a year for this figure, and they sent me the basic version when I tried to pre-order the special Jack-o'-lantern edition. But the only reason I appreciate this figure as much as I do is because of the mods. Otherwise, yeah, he's a number 8. So very good, but not exceptional.
Juicy. Right, so for my number 8 pick, and this is where you're going to notice of my list that I don't tend to buy figures that came out this year or last year, but also from the start of the last decade or whatever. So just roll with it. This year I've fully been collecting things that I've wanted from my childhood, that I've been missing from my collection that I've really wanted to get. So anyway, this 2-pack came out in 2013. Bionicle or whatever was clearly my love, and Doctor Who really got a backseat. So I got this set this year. It's on one of my favourite stories and is a set based on the Seeds of Doom. The figure in question is the Krynoid. This was a builder figure back in the day. It got pushed back and cancelled from a wave.
Wait, I think that's a hunk of grass.
I think it's just cat shit.
It looks like it's like swamp. It's swamp.
Oh, I know what happened.
Weird brother.
Dude.
So the interesting thing is that the Seeds of Doom story, it released 3 years before the Thing. And it has a lot of elements that movie kind of took on. I'm not saying that it was inspired by any means, but if that story ever was to be seen, the similarities between the two is crazy. And yes, the Krynoid is a plant that attaches itself to a person, and it takes over them, and you become a Krynoid. So yeah, and it also comes with a 4th Doctor from that story. So yeah, that is my number 8 pick. Very happy to own this 2-pack.
Which one do you like more?
Definitely the Krynoid.
Yeah.
That was the main reason I wanted to get it. But I really love this costume that Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor wore in his second season. So yeah, but that's my number 8 pick. And like I say, be prepared. There's one figure in particular that is probably older than some people in this call, but yeah, we'll get to that. But that was
he's singling you out, Aiden.
That was my number 8.
He is the baby of the group.
That's true. He is.
I know he's not.
Hold
You're older than Thatch, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thatch is the youngest one here.
That was my
He's the real baby. Look at that face.
Speaking of Thatch, number 8.
So for the next few figures, I don't have them with me, so I'm gonna say them and then beg one of you to grab it and put it up here, okay? I know for a fact some of you have it, but for this figure, I was so surprised. I didn't think I'd get it. I really wanted it. I didn't think I'd be able to get it because he was expensive at first because he came with a vehicle, and I really wanted to get him, but I couldn't afford him until all the figures went on sale, and I finally got this Hawkeye figure, and I'm so excited. He's getting it. He's getting it. Hawkeye. Yeah. Yippee. This Hawkeye is so good. It's so much better than it has any right to be. It's like the definitive Hawkeye. I literally cannot imagine them doing anything better with him. The only downside is he comes with a stupid vehicle that I hate. But I got him for $20 because of the sales. Though that whole Avengers line went on sale, and I got him for cheap. That's right. He's got the fabric. You can look at his ass crack when you lift up the fabric. You know. He has butterfly joints. He's got he's fully pinless. He's got a lot of new sculpt on him as well from the ground up. He's super articulated. He's so good. They just did such a great likeness. They just did a great job with this guy. I love him so much. I wish I had him with me, but he's a figure. It's this random purple idiot on my shelf in college that I keep turning to, and I love him. And I really wish I had the Black Widow, but I never got. But he's great, and I think Hawkeye's costume in the comics is actually really cool. I know a lot of people think it's stupid, but it's like Wolverine, but he's purple, so I really like it. And it fills the shelf, and I'm never gonna need another Hawkeye now. He's perfect. So there you go. I don't have a lot to say because I can't look at him and mess with him. But excellent figure. I'm really glad they did it, and they committed to doing a really good Hawkeye because I feel like he could have gotten shafted easily. So yeah,
shafted like an arrow shaft. Got it.
Arrow. It's really weird that they picked Hawkeye to be one of the first cloth figures, but hey, I'm not gonna complain
for sure.
They were because he needs to sit down. His ass needs to sit down.
Yeah. They may never do it again.
Put your reading glasses on, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's like me in the morning.
Go back to bed, Granddad. Okay. I will say, in line with that Hawkeye thing, I like him too, but my figure's weird and gummy, and his legs want to fall off all the time, so he's not on the list at all. But you know who is my number? We're on 8, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You know who is my number 8 spot? This is a little bit of recency bias, but I don't think you can blame me. This is a figure I waited so long for. This is the Plunder Strong Captain Blackjack. He's a frick.
Away. There are children watching.
Sorry. Editor, please censor me just there.
Blur the giant shaft coming up from the...
Yeah. Okay. He's incredible. I mean, he's really dope. What holds him back a little bit is there's a little bit of wonky, the design is really funny. It's really silly looking, but also kind of cool. He kind of looks cool, right? I don't know. What holds him back, though, is because of that weird design, he kind of doesn't function the way you'd want. So he's got butterfly joints, but they're because of his weird neck thing, they kind of don't do anything. They go that forward, which is fine, and they just kind of ugly looking. I don't know. It's not the best butterfly joint, but I appreciate that it's there. And then he's got this weird ass, what is that? I don't know. It's just kind of a little strange, but they're silly, so I appreciate it to a certain degree. And he's just so fun looking. Another issue I have is that all of the heads are super tight, so they're in the hands and stuff, so they are not easy to switch around. And the hips, especially on the Strongs, I hear, are very, very loose. So that does. Okay, there that goes. Broken? Just a hunk of no, he's not broken. Thank goodness. And then he also, he comes with this big ass shit. So that's awesome. It's bigger than him, almost bigger than him. Just a cool looking character, just a fun figure. And Plunderlings just never miss. They've been on every list for the last 3 years because they're just so much fun.
It's not.
Wish he was higher, but still dope. So that's my number 8.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
You're up.
Oh, hey. Didn't see you there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, hey. All right. So for number 8, this is definitely one of my favorites from the Adventure Series line. That's not Indiana Jones.
Surprise.
Grail Knight. He was mentioned earlier. I won't go on much about him. Someone else covered the bases pretty damn well about it. He is excellent. I am a huge fan of like old medieval knights. This guy fits the bill, even though it's an old man. But for old man figure, I put 2 old men figure from the same line. And I don't know, there's a trend here, but I think he's excellent. The tail, the sword, the shield sold separately. Yeah, there's the other old man I'm thinking of too. Look at that face, the face printing and the beard, the chainmail, how that's done. It's just so fantastic. Love how they have the Templar symbol in the front and then the shoulder as well, and then the shield came off, but that comes in separate figure, but they have the same thing there. I love the sheath that the sword has. He can't really hold the sword 100%. It's kind of like loosely in his hand. It's not like a tight grip around it, but you can still make it work. This guy's not doing crazy action, but it's cool that he can still wield it, or you give it to Indiana Jones. And he does come with the Grail, not the false Grail. He comes with a couple other false Grails, but someone else does. But he's excellent. I think he's awesome. So I'm a very brief character in a great movie, but his impact and like the scene he was presented in was always memorable. So I'm very happy to own the figure of this character. I think he's excellent and worth mentioning. So there you go. That's my number 8.
You have chosen wisely, friend.
All right.
Thank you.
That's from the movie.
That's the reference from the
It's
movie.
from the movie.
Now it's ruined.
So for number 7 is a figure that does mean a lot to me. It is it's like 40% reuse of a different version of the same character, but it is the book version of Drizzt from the D&D line. This design is not my preference. I prefer the video game version that we got 2 years ago, but my D&D real resurgence and love started in 2021, listening to all of the Drizzt books, so this figure has a special place in my heart. He's got some dope accessories, and his sculpt and articulation is still killer from the original Drizzt, so wonderful figure. I love him a lot.
Just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna fix this fucking camera issue because.
All right.
Good call. We'll let Grandpa do what he's got to do.
Take a brief reprieve.
Fuck you, man. I might have fixed it. I'm gonna join back on this, see if it's fixed it, because I've just changed it on my PC. But if not, I'll call on the PC and then.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I want to go to the mall.
Fix
it.
I'm talking to them now.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. You finished it. There you go, Grandpa. You got it all working.
Yeah.
Eat shit, will you? Right. Anyway, my next pick. What number of 2? Number 6, right?
7.
You're on 7, my guy.
7.
Yeah. Yeah. Put that away.
Calm down. Slow your roll there, pal.
Get all ahead of yourself.
He's about to whip out his next one.
Sorry. So this one.
He's having some memory issues lately.
It's the early onset dementia. It's really getting him.
Setting it in at the age of 26.
Yeah.
So my next pick is kind of a recency bias, but isn't, because I'll explain. Anyway, it's another Doctor Who 2-pack. It's an incredibly rare 2-pack that came out in 2009. I wanted it for years, and I got it for Christmas, and it is the 3rd Doctor and Sea Devil 2-pack. Goes for crazy money. Incredibly happy to own this. That's why I got not one, but I got 3 Sea Devils this year. It's a weird. It's not really a weird story, but it's one of them stories where I was out and about at this Doctor Who convention years ago, 2009 probably, and I had the option to buy a new toy, because typically that's what we'd do if we went out somewhere, we'd get something, or if we were given some money, do you know what I mean? And this was on the pegs. Originally, this was on my top 10 list, but I prefer the other variant. And I saw this on the pegs, and I didn't go for it, and ever since then, I've regretted it ever since, and these go for stupid money as well. But this year, I found them, like, some sealed, and I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it. So I ended up getting one. I was like, I'm going to have to get another one, so I got another one, and then Christmas was coming up, and I said to my parents, I was like, yeah, could you get me the rare variant? And that's what they got me. So mainly for the Sea Devil figure. And I'll quickly give you a bit of shitty trivia. I know it's not important, but I'm just going to quickly bore you. The reason why there's two variants is that during the filming of the story, in the studio costumes look like this. They're very much darker colours, but on like out and about on location, because the Sea Devils come out the sea in the story, the paint actually washed off the costume, so Character Options made a second variant which is accurate to how they looked out and about, and then one that was indoors. So that is my number 7 pick. Sorry for the shitty trivia.
No, thank you.
I like that trivia.
That's cool. That's a cool story.
That actually is cool.
Yeah, so very happy with it.
Nice.
So we're on 7. That's actually really good timing, because my number 7 is another creature that comes from the water. It's the NECA creature from the Black Lagoon.
Hey!
I know Aiden has the black and white one. I don't think anyone has the color one, right? Except for me. But he's the NECA one. I don't have him with me, but he's amazing. He's like the best NECA figure I have ever had, I think. He's like absolutely phenomenal. Imagine that guy but green. And he's got incredible articulation that might even be better than the Jada Toys one, which is insane for me to say, you know.
That's a pretty good articulate.
Yeah. So he's fantastic. There he is, the old Jada guy. He's the best of the classic. Yeah, those guys fused. Best of the classic Universal Monsters line. Super well made. The sculpt is amazing. He comes with the like really basic accessories, but really fun. Like, he has a mouth that opens up and down, a head that's just that. But if you don't want that, and you don't want the weird separation, he has an open mouth and a closed mouth head that's sculpted. And then he has like 14 different hands that are just all variations of like this, you know. And that's really fun. And I mean, he's just such a, it's like a perfect execution of that figure. It's like, makes me so happy. I love that suit design. I think it's the best designed monster, and they just absolutely nailed it. And I think he's wonderful. I'm sure the black and white version is just as good. Nailed it. And yeah, I guess the two of them can come together, the sea beast and the creature from the Black Lagoon. That would be a force to be reckoned with. But yeah, so that's a great figure. I wish I had it with me. But also to complete the classic monsters with him too, which I basically did, like, felt awesome. So yeah, there you go.
Dope. I want that one. Yeah.
I was eyeing up the NECA figure.
The NECA monsters are so fun. Unless it's Invisible Man, then it's not fun. But okay, now for my number 7 pick. 7. You're gonna forget everything I said about the SH figure art Zoro, because the SH figure art Sonic is actually really good. Still has really awful shoulders. They really need to work on their shoulders. It's terrible, so bad. Just awful design work. But you're not going to be using his arms a lot, because he's a kicking man, and he can kick. He can kick all over the damn place. You can have him kick his wife in the ass. That's something you want him to do. He's got fire legs. That's pretty cool. And like, dude, look at there's like a, it's kind of hard to see, but there's almost like, this is like a transparent piece. It's so cool. It just looks so dope. The other one, the flame is going forward on the other one, but I prefer this leg. Just a cool outfit for him. Not my favorite character from the show at all, but I like the hair. I like his hair, how there's like shading in that. It just looks really fun. Tons of fun facial sculpt. Great torso articulation. They have a really hard time with deciding if they want to do like the Marvel Legends thing, where it's like one piece. Get it? Or if they want to do this. This is the way to go. Put a ball joint in there. Okay, and separate it like that. But that's okay. It's fine. It pops right back in. No problem. So, yeah, just a fun thing. I really enjoy him. He's just a lanky son of a bitch. So, yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. That's my number 7.
Okay. Dude.
Oh, hey. Oh, all right. In the darkest of night, actually, no, that doesn't work. All right, I got Nightfall Batman. I thought that Michael Keaton Batman fulfilled like having a great Batman action figure. I was half right. This guy, holy shit. I love Batman when he's all black. I love it with the gray and black, like original Lego Batman stuff. But the blue and gray, similar like almost Adam West, but also 1950s and 60s Batman and Robin kind of work, but more serious like Nightfall is my absolute favorite. One of the first comic books I ever read was Batman vs. Predator. Batman had this look, and I loved it. I've always just loved this look for him, and they made like the definitive figure for it in DC Multiverse, which I can't believe I put this on the list. But I thought he was worthy enough. I've had a lot of fun with this guy. I absolutely love him. He moves so well. I can't believe by the ab crunch alone. Actually, it's pretty stiff right now. I don't want to fuck it up. But yeah, it works great. Articulation, I've had so much fun with. The cape is not actually a huge pain in the ass, which sometimes they can be. I've just had so much fun with this Batman figure. I'm so happy to have, like I said, a definitive one. It makes me want to collect, like, getting a Robin, Tim Drake, or whoever else. Just a bunch of the villains that they make good versions of them, like, similar to this quality. But unfortunately, it doesn't always happen. But this was like getting 2 phenomenal Batman figures from DC Multiverse in 1 year. I was very pleased, and I absolutely love this figure. I think he is worth it. They nailed it. After, like, it took them like 50 shitty Batmans to make 2 great ones. So, pretty close. So, I absolutely love him. So, that is my number 7, right? 7.
All right. Number 6 is one I'm a little nervous about because this is going to be controversial.
I live for controversy.
This is a figure that I wanted from Marvel Legends for so long. And it was infuriating every time they had an opportunity and passed it by and just completely fumbled the ball. So close to perfection. So close. Final Swing Spider-Man is number 6. This figure will probably be the perfect Tom Holland Spidey.
I'm gonna clap you for having the balls to put that way.
But he's a little stressful. He's a little ball of stress for me. Obviously there's the known issue of his crotch just snapping off at times. Because of the drop down hips, I've seen his bicep swivels rip off. His elbows are, specifically the upper elbow joint, is stiff as all hell. It does not want to move easily. I did a little bit of work to get him to be able to look up and look down. But yeah, he's wonderful, so close to perfection. And I'm gonna
buy. The QC let it down massively.
Yeah, just the potential problems stresses me out.
It's almost like overcorrection, you know. It's almost like they tried to do a lot of things with him.
No, it's just the wrong materials. For the most part, like drop downs, I can live with that being the only issue. But like things like the pegs just flexing and then ripping off and stuff, like you can't really control that. So, but yeah, wonderful. If he didn't make me stressed out so much, he'd definitely be top 3.
Surprising pick, but I love the controversy and all honesty.
He wasn't doing it to be controversial. He was
just had to go with my
He's
heart.
Trying to piss off the Spider-Man.
He's trying to piss them off.
So my number 6 pick is a NECA figure. I got it earlier in the year, and absolutely love it. It is the Predator 2 Shaman figure. Obviously, he doesn't look like this in the movie. He doesn't have the mask. He doesn't have the poncho cloak. But NECA really went for a creative liberty with the thing, and he just looks amazing. I mean, the mask itself isn't in the movie. That was a creative decision by NECA to have a skull as the mask, since he's a very he's more tribal, more spiritual than other predators and stuff. So they went for a more cultist kind of vibe with him. But yeah, he's absolutely amazing, and I love it. When I was taking pictures of him, he's just a great figure, and this is great too.
Pretty sexy.
He's incredibly solid. Thankfully, no QC issues with NECA this year. But it's one of them things with NECA. The feet just go as well as the legs. So, yeah, that is my number 6 pick.
Alright.
Solid release. Shame
I keep
about the
forgetting
stuff.
I keep forgetting I'm after relay.
You are.
Okay, so my number 5 pick, I'm gonna go to Braden.
6.
We're on 6.
6?
Yeah.
Never mind, I get to show this one. Cool. But Braden, on deck for number 5. I'll need your help. Okay.
Okay. All
I
right.
know you have him near. My number 6 figure is the Marvel Legends Andrew Garfield. Now I'm gonna go specifically the one from the solo release, and I'm gonna clarify if there's a figure on this list that had multiple releases. I'll clarify which one I'm talking about. Now, I think his alternate head is so good that it outweighs missing. He's missing a fist hand and open hand, right? That's what he's missing. So I think that alternate head is so damn good that I'm okay, especially since the open hand they decided to keep was the ball fondling hand. The fact of the matter is he has the ball fondling hand. That's really all I need, right? So that was enough for me. And then the likeness is so good. They just killed it with the likeness. It's so good. And this is the one for... So I haven't actually messed with this specific one. I messed with the one in Savannah, but since the build is the same, I think he's just super well done. He looks pretty much perfect. He looks just like he does in the movie. His articulation works really good. Everything about him functions great, and he looks great, and he's super fun to mess around with. And on top of that, having that great alternate head is he blew the figure art. They couldn't do it, but I saw that head before they released it, and it looked bad.
It looked like Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, yeah. and Hasbro blew them out of the water with this one. So it's interesting with the No Way Home. A couple times Hasbro unequivocally just with the Goblin just knocked figure arts out of the water. Yeah. But he's great, really well done. The only downside to him is that I don't like the costume at all. And I know that's a controversial take, but the colors are so ugly. You want to know what he looks like? He looks like when they would do a color changing Spider-Man, and if you put him in the water, he changed colors. But when you pulled him out, it was this weird darky blue, purple, maroon thing. So I don't like that. And I don't like the spider logo because I don't like when it blends into the web. I'm not gonna. This can't be a tirade on this suit because that's not really the figure's fault. But I can appreciate that the figure realizes the suit well. It looks great. I just don't like the costume. That's literally the only downside. And I guess that because I picked the one he doesn't have the other hand, but I have those other hands. But I don't really mind that much because he has the ball fondling hand. So really good figure, really well made. I think he's been really popular this year. He just went back on Amazon actually, so you missed out. He's a good figure. That's my number 6.
Mm-hmm. Solid. That was
me
one.
Me and Tyler both have a Spider-Man in our number 6.
Mm-hmm.
That was one that just barely made the honorable, or didn't make the honorable mentions as well. Okay, but number 6 here, number 6 is going to my favorite NECA figure of the year. This is a complete toss-up, but he's so much freaking fun. It is the NECA TMNT comic Slash random figure. I always wanted him for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. Just looks fantastic. NECA is so good with the cell shading and everything. This is how you do it. Not Hasbro just puts a couple lines and shit on there. It's yeah, that's fine. He just looks so cool, and that's really what it comes to. I really like this design for Slash too. I'm not a huge fan of the cartoon design or anything like that. I mean, he's kind of generic and just angry-looking turtle man. But I wish he came with an alternate, like, smiling head or something, or like a screaming head, because I feel like he just deserves one. And his articulation isn't amazing. The turtles have really weird, like, because there is a torso joint in there. Well, that's a really bad way to show it. There is a torso joint in there, but because of the shell and everything, you just can't, like, do anything with it, which is really weird. But no, he's fun. He articulates well enough. He comes with plenty of hands, and he is weirdly enough, he's the second green figure who has these on my list. So we'll get to that later.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tease. That's called an epic tease.
No, it's just playing your hand. It's obvious.
Whatever, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. You're up, A-Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm back with another original pick. Someone else definitely did not talk about this figure already.
All right.
Oh my God.
You haven't seen him before. Okay?
This is a brand new figure.
First time.
The same number, dude. That's so funny.
I know.
Sam,
These lists are more similar than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah. I have a chance with number 5, but unfortunately, it's not another Spider-Man. I'll just say that. Okay, So okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
are you gonna say the solo release, or are you gonna say the 3-pack one? No.
I'm saying solo release. If his head wasn't that good, the unmasked head, then I would have been like, nah. And especially that I, like Thatch, despise this suit. I just never liked it. But why is the figure so damn good? I don't understand. But
move that off to the
really
side
makes
more.
it-
We can see it.
Oh yeah.
You can see exactly what
Lay,
you're doing, buddy.
get your shit off to the side more. We can see it.
Oh, sorry. My camera's like completely.
I don't know what it
No,
is,
not
man.
you,
So
Aiden.
fucking-
Lay.
Oh, sorry.
He's
Oh my God.
just revealing his early. He did that with the Predator too.
Oh
Yep.
shit! Yeah, he's already doing it.
I didn't buy a single thing Leighton bought, so I do not know what these weird things in the. I have no
Dude.
frame of reference.
I don't know either.
No, I love this. It's great. It's a lot of fun. I don't like the design. Colors are muted like that. Just saying, Burger King 2007, Spider-Man 3, water. I wish it was like that. That'd be a lot of fun. Like, it's like you can put it in the water. I would have liked that for Toby too, but that's another story. But yeah, they really went like the sculpt is just like premium. It's amazing. The mask, they got the proportions right. Andrew's head's like out of the park. He's on the shelf right now. This is the one I have from the 3-pack. But I like how when you buy a single release, somehow the mask and like all the printing on them turn out much better. At least mine did. So that's what I have on Andrew right now. The only thing I would have liked with this figure is probably the boot cut. Just having some swivel there. I think that would have been nice. I know it's a little bit curved, but I think they could have made it work. Otherwise, he also has very tiny feet, so that sometimes it makes it hard for him to stand up and pose them in certain positions. Like if I get him like this on the shelf, it's not going to totally, now like mining the back foot, won't totally hold. But I like how they sculpted the web shooters. Maybe could have put like a dash of paint, but I'm not complaining. Otherwise, I think he's excellent. And I always mention that infamous ball funneling hand. That is not, I'm just going to say, it's not like an open hand where it's like he's going to grab onto something. That he's like this. He's like this. Like one finger's out behind the other, middle finger, and the thumb. Like, I don't know what he's doing with that.
Cupping the scrote.
You know what he's doing with that. He's ball fondling.
Yeah, but
that's what he's doing.
I don't know. Yeah.
You ask Dwight
He's got his hands between the legs
Stahl,
of a
he'll
villain.
tell you it's a ball fondling.
Either that or it looks like he's trying to wipe his ass. So I don't know.
You wipe your ass like this?
Yeah, well, you're holding something.
Big clump
No,
of
it's
rolls.
like this. You wipe like this.
You could. I'm saying I do it, but
Yeah, if you want the fingers in
There
your
you go.
ass, yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. But that's my number 6.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Andrew flipping Garfingal.
And Andrew Uden.
Top 5, guys.
Top 5.
The end game now.
Yeah. So
Oh, really?
cheating a little bit. I bought this as a 2-pack. I waited 3 fucking years for these figures, and they just continued to get delayed and delayed and delayed, and it just kind of seemed like they were never going to happen. But here they are, the Lim Toys, Ellie and Joel from The Last of Us, third-party figures. These things are incredible. Probably some of the best action figures out there on the market. Not that you could get them now, because I'm sure that they are super fucking expensive. But the sheer amount of accessories, the detail of the fabric stuff. Joel did come with ripped ass pants. There's a big ass rip all the way up his ass crack. I did get a replacement pair of pants from.
I think I know who Andrew's
5K Toys.
Like balls of now. I think I know.
That's fair. But yeah, these two are just incredible. Just superb.
Which one do you prefer?
Ellie. I prefer Ellie of the two. I had way more fun posing her than Joel, because Joel had a big ass fucking rip in his pants.
That's part of his character. Don't you remember that from the show?
Editor, insert photo of Joel.
Editor, put a photo of Joel.
I forget when in the game he squats down and just.
He does do a lot of squatting in that game, so I feel like
Ellie, get the duct tape.
Get the duct tape,
Ellie, grab that stapler. My pants just ripped.
Really? I just ripped my pants, Ellie.
6th time today.
It's like splitting his pants. About those.
Right, so my my 5th pick is another Transformers release. It is the Transformers Legacy, and I just want to say this character has appeared in Idiots. Scourge. What a fucking fantastic release this is. This is based on the Robots in Disguise version of the character, not the Rise of the Beasts. Yeah. Mock his shoulders pads, the fucking missiles, alright.
Yeah, he's playing some Beastie Boys on that shit. He's blasting some music.
DJ Khaled on those shoulders.
Yeah.
The light piping on his head is fucking amazing. Like, it's so good. He does come with a Matrix and Scourge in Robots in Disguise, scanned Optimus, and that's why he looks like Optimus in Robots in Disguise, and that's where Nemesis Prime comes from. But yeah, originally they put out Optimus from Robots in Disguise for Legacy, and it wasn't the best release, and everyone was waiting for this, and it came out, and it's just fucking fantastic. It's just such a solid incarnation of the character, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's my number 5 pick, Scourge. Beautiful boy, look at him. Braden, give him a kiss.
Alright.
Okay. Alright, Braden.
I got him.
He was in my top 3.
I got him. Come on.
Okay. The best Wolverine ever made of all time.
Never mind, I don't got it.
You fucking idiot.
That's so funny. Who did you grab?
No, I'll tell you later.
Okay. Wolverine. Here he is. There you go. Such a good figure. The only downside, I'm gonna get a second one. I know I have to. His paint is chipping on his tummy. That's my only issue with him. Aside from that, he's so good. He's so good, man. And he's built off an old Wolverine body, but the ab crunch on that thing was always good. He's binless. He looks great. The unmasked head looks amazing. He's so articulate. The butterflies are great. He's so good. The design's excellent. The color's great. He's awesome. He's like the perfect Wolverine figure. I love him to death. I had a lot of fun posing him. I will say I'm experiencing some of the Tyler stress because I don't have a second Wolverine yet, and because the paint's stressful, I haven't messed him as much because I'm a little stressed out. Now that he's gonna break, but that he's just gonna get a little worn up because he is so damn good. His shoulders are a little gummy. Moving his arms up is a little weird because he's got hairy shoulders, but he's so good. He's got good accessories. You can just go on the shelf and grab him. It's awesome. And I needed a new Wolverine. I got an old one from like 7 years ago, that lost a claw, so I needed him. I think the whole X-Men 97 line, for the most part, is actually quite well done. I don't think any of those Wolverines next year are going to top him, at least for me. I actually like the animated head And I kind of wish all comic Marvel Legends went a little bit more stylized with their heads, honestly. Just like that much. I think that'd be fair, because it looks great. And again, he can work as a comic Wolverine easily. I don't know. I love him to death. I do think the paint on the masthead on mine was a little goofy. I don't know. Like, it was just kind of chalky, I guess is a good way to put it, which sucks because that's the head I want him to have. But he's great. The only Wolverine I can imagine beating him is if I see that... Wow. Thanks, Owen. The only Wolverine I can imagine beating him is if the Hugh Jackman mask looks really good and that Hugh Jackman Marvel Legends is really good next year. Maybe that will beat him. But for now... He's perfect. He's literally... I think I can say he's pretty much perfect. He's like 98%. Like, he's quite good. So, yeah. Yippee! Yippee!
That's Thatchmac's classic quote that he always says.
Yippee! I do that at my job in the studio, and everyone looks at me like I'm crazy. Like, I won't be talking to anyone. I'll be, like, talking to someone. I'll be like, yippee! And they'll be like...
Okay, well, I totally thought we were going to have the same one, so that threw me off. This is going to be a repeat offender, for sure. This is the Marvel Legends Deluxe Green Goblin. Holy shit. Oh, he's mad. Oh, he's pissed.
He's pissed. He left the bathroom.
Pissed.
He's pissing! He's pissing!
Like I said, the second green figure who has a Predator thing on the... Which is just a weird coincidence, but that's okay. This design is so good. This figure is incredible. Articulation is a little weird. The leg area is not my favorite, I'll admit. There are drop downs, and there's weirdly, like, not ratcheted, but, like, there's, like, a weird, like, detent. Yeah, it kind of popped. I don't like that. I really wish he had some ankle set up that would allow him to... Because I feel like it's just really not fun to move his ankles around. Other than that, though, he's a good...
I have a question, because I know the other two have got it on their list. How would you feel about the hands? Because I think the figure looks absolutely amazing, and I want it. But the thing that kills it for me is just the hand selection. You get absolutely, like, nothing.
You don't get anything. Yeah. They're good. I don't really have a problem with them, because what else are you going to make them do aside from punch and,
I mean, you could just give them another fist or, like...
Yeah, and middle finger. That'd be great, too. The classic thing that Willem Dafoe Goblin does all the time. Spider-Man!
Fuck you, Spider-Man!
Fuck you, Spider-Man! Fuck you! Man. Go fuck yourself, Spider-Man. I mean, other than that, though, he's just so much fun. And look, the Willem head is amazing. It is so goddamn good, and I love the fact that you can put the goggles on, and there's just so many options there, and it is the best middle ground for a Willem Dafoe head. Actually, I think I have it. Hold on. Let me pull it out real quick. Maybe I don't. We'll see. If I don't have it, I'm not going to subject you guys to this.
You already are.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, there's the Willem Dafoe head.
Just sit down.
You can't even see.
I couldn't find it. Whatever. Anyways, it's a great head. It's a great middle ground between him being insane and him being, like, pissed off, which is great. Obviously, I would have loved like 10 heads for him, but get what you get, right? This is like the perfect Legends grip. It is so tight. Like, I just can't get it out, basically. I need a tool to get it out, because it's just...
Yeah, doesn't it, like, snap and fit?
Yeah, it's, like, locked in there, dude. Yeah. But as I was saying, this head, this is not a look from the movie. It's just so cool. It works for me so well. This is the way he's going on the shelf. He's perfect. And his glider is fantastic. It's so cool. And the fact that it's just... it's so neat. It can, you can... bend it down, do a bunch of crazy shit. It comes with this. This does not work for me at all. I need to heat that up still. But
yeah.
It's dope. He is so good. So goddamn good. So yeah. Enough rambling. That's my number 5.
Alright. I'm gonna keep my number 5 pretty brief. Because I can't I'm done. I thought I was gonna. I'm just gonna talk about like completely different.
Aiden, I hope you know that this means that there's certain figures we haven't included yet, and the less figures we do, the higher the closer to your
I know there's one that's guaranteed. I know you're not going to have it on there. There's
Me too. I know there's one you're not going to have.
Yes. So, but all I'll say, what Thatch said.
So
all right, this is
3 of the next 4.
this is one of my favorite superheroes, comic book characters in general. Perfected look. Unfortunately, I am having a little bit of. You can see. Oh no. Well, yeah, you can see a little bit paint chipping off. But if it's getting a new one cheap enough, I may just have this be my fiddle faddle one, and then keep one that's like not having ab crunch or any other else mess with it. But this guy, so much fun to pose with. Perfected. That's it. It's all from the Merai.
All she wrote.
I'm sorry, Aiden.
No, thank you. You're saving all the work to explain it. So
we're 3 for 3 now. We're 3 for 3.
Is it only 3? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad mine was.
We had Sandman number 10.
Yep.
Andrew number 6, and then
Wolverine number 5.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm gonna put a bet on these two next year to see who's got the same amount.
This happened last year too.
We did
So.
not
Yeah,
talk
no,
about
it
our-
No, we haven't spoken at all.
Never exchange, especially this year. We were not like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's absolutely hilarious of how well this is lined up. That's part of the surprise, and I think fun for me is to experience that. So, but yeah, great figure. I love the unmasked one as well.
Okay.
Excellent. So I do like a little bit of like the chin hairs they tried doing, because on him it's hard to tell right now, but it looks just kind of like he forgot the shave right there.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Number 4. This figure means a lot to me. One of those dream come true kind of figures. Shut the fuck up, Brayden. One of those dream come true kind of figures, and one of the reasons that I'm going to be switching to SH Figure Arts as my primary line. As a follow-up to last year, we have the SH Figure Arts Kakashi. This guy is amazing. He's amazing. I have one issue with him. There's a little bit of paint on one of his toes. You can see it right there. The little white spot is chipped off. So that's unfortunate. But otherwise, this guy is fantastic. He's just perfectly designed, perfectly sculpted, everything. He does not like to hold this fucking book at all, and I like to have him pose with it, so it falls out all the time. It's in there pretty good right now, but it's the worst. He'll move for half an inch, and it'll fall. But I love that guy.
You could always put some blue tack or something in like his hand.
I could. That's a good idea.
So my number 4 pick was a gift given to me by a relative. This set came out in 2013, and it is arguably one of the rarest sets from the Doctor Who character options range. Arguably, like, ridiculously rare, costing up to 200 plus now. And it is the Pyramids of Mars set. Now, I'm going to obviously have to talk and explain about the figures and shit, but this is not everything you got. So you get 2 figures. You get a sarcophagus, which does open, which is in the episode, and it does have a...
It's pretty cool. It's pretty dope.
Reflective portal, which...
I would buy that just for that sarcophagus.
That's the last thing I expected to see when you opened.
Which is in the episode, which Sutek comes through.
Earth Mall.
So you do get that. You get 2 like little jars from the episode, a bomb, and you also get a Siren war rocket, which is basically like a pyramid. It's like cards, and you can put it together, and that's all part of the set.
Nice.
But anyway, the figures. So you get Marcus Scarman, who is basically taken over by Sutek, who's a god. And he's like a zombie in the episode, more or less. And he's a fine figure. I didn't really want the set for him. But he's fine, you know. Not the most exciting thing, but Sutek, on the other hand, a character who's only appeared in the show once in 1975. I've had this thing for like more than a week now.
Disappear into the toilet.
I've had this thing for more than a week now, and I cannot put this thing down. His eyes do light up. Just like in the story when he's shredding the Doctor's nervous system. But this is a fantastic set, and honestly, the amount of people that were saying how jealous they were when I put it in a Facebook page on like about Doctor Who, like for the line, and the amount of people like, fuck me, that set is so expensive. I was like, yeah, I know. So this is genuinely one of my absolute highlights of the year. So is the next one. What I'll say about that. The next one more so, it means more to me. This is absolutely a set that I never thought I'd get, and I'm so incredibly happy that I now own it because, like I say, it goes for 200 plus now.
Damn.
And yeah,
So-
you can move his arm up just like in that scene. He grinds the Doctor's ball sack with a cheese grater.
Oh,
The thing is,
I am
thing
ruining
is-
your testicles.
the thing is with
Whoa!
Sutek in the story is that he doesn't actually move much. He sits and then stands up, and you know it's like
He
this
does a big
intimidating thing
stupid
that he
helmet
doesn't. Well, he's got a mask.
Yeah.
But there's another release where he comes with a jackal head, and that's his actual face. But throughout the story, this is like his most iconic look. Whereas the other one isn't, and it came in a 3-pack. And I wanted the preferred
That's
look.
dope.
So that's my number 4.
If it were like,
Apologies.
if it were
for
like
raw,
$60,
you know.
I'd buy that for the accessories because those accessories are really cool.
The accessory's cool, man.
That's dope as fuck. That's really
Yeah.
dope. I love
Yeah,
that.
man, it's cool.
And the blue highlights too. It's just really cool.
Yeah, it's a really beautifully and it's exactly like how it is in the episode. It's that shape and stuff, and it is like a portal to Sutek's
Nice.
prison, so to speak, on Mars. So yeah,
Just
that is
get by
my
and then stare at that, and then just have a freaking.
listen.
Listen.
Because no, I have this displayed out like this, and when I'm laying in bed, the light reflects off
Yeah.
it, and I'm like, that's trippy as fuck. I shouldn't be looking at that because it's
Yeah.
like weird as shit.
It's gonna give you sleep paralysis or something.
So
You're gonna see something crawl out of it in the middle of the night.
Man, what the fuck?
Watch your nervous system.
yeah,
Better watch your
so
nervous
that's my
system.
that's my number 4 pick, mainly for Sutek. But the set as itself,
Hell
I
yeah.
absolutely adore. It is arguably one of my favorite Doctor Who stories.
I don't even care that it's a decade old
No.
because that's just cool.
Cool, man. It's cool.
Aiden's heart is
Uh,
so fast right now. What's it gonna be? So my number 4 best figure of the year is a figure I've wanted all my life. I've been waiting so long for it, and we finally got it. And I know a lot of people are not super happy with it, but me personally, it brings me much joy to say that Tobey Maguire is my 4th best figure of the year. I'm going with a 3-pack one because his likeness it's okay. But I do like his having all the hands for him. I think they're better than the likeness. So there you go. So great figure. The colors are a little off. He's obviously the No Way Home mask, so it's his grandpa mask. But I just can't overstate how much fun I've had with mine. Not this one, the one in Savannah. I've had him since the beginning of the summer, or since I got him in the summer, and yeah, he just makes me so happy. And the articulation's really good on him, which makes me happy because I really like articulation. His ab crunch is fucking crazy. He's I don't know, he just makes me really happy. And I know that like technically like Andrew's better and stuff like that, but this one I've had more fun with, and I like this costume more, which does a lot for me. So I think he's a wonderful figure, and I'm just so happy to finally have it and to have 2 of it. The fact I went in the store and saw like 8 Tobey Maguires on the shelf was like the best day ever, but I couldn't buy any of them, But the only downside, I guess, would just be to improve the colors a bit. The proportions, I think, are accurate to the movie, but improve the colors and the paint. They did improve the web lines, the accuracy of it in the latest releases slightly, like it's more on center in the newest ones. So that's nice, I guess, but he's just too damn pink. So, but I have the feeling we're going to get more of him. I have a pretty good feeling we're going to get another Tobey Maguire. So yeah, that's my figure. Is Tobias.
A slightly updated, like buffer one for the original trilogy would be nicer.
Yeah, they could just give him like better arms and shoulders and maybe upper chest, and then a better head. Like they really got to make the classic head, and then the darker colors. Not as dark as the Burger King guy over there, but darker than this would be nice. And I think they would contrast the web lines too because they're so shiny. But, yeah. There he is.
All right.
Roby.
We all love Roby.
Next up from Brody.
From Brody, is gonna do something predictable. Now my number 4 is gonna be the Plunderlong Rusty. Let's revel in that for a couple seconds.
There's nothing there. It's like it looks like a ball sack.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're reveling in right now.
It does look like a ball
swine.
sack.
It does. That's what Andrew's grabbing.
Yeah. His ball sack ass.
Wanna touch my ball sack ass? This one is my favorite out of the 3 I got because I feel like their orange paint is just so much more fun to mess around with because the white paint chips a lot. The blue paint's okay, but the orange paint feels like I'm just messing around with orange plat. It might just be orange plat. No, there's paint. But I don't know what it is specifically, but it's just so much more fun to mess around with. And the character that they give you here, like his actual character, is just so much fun. He's got the peg leg that's like wood. It's kind of, you see, it's almost like a part of a barrel or something. It's just so fun. All the extra like little detail. The fact that he's got these head wraps and he's got one that's just his mask on there. Or you just take it off and it just comes off so easily, and I love that. He's got his little scarf. He's got 2 little wrenches and then one real big one, and and I love his gloves too. Just adds so much character. His rings on his ears, which is not unique to him, but it's fine. It fits his character really well. He sold me on, and also his Dude, the Plunderlong articulation is so good. This is like, you can crunch and all that good stuff, right? But it's also a ball joint, so you can do some real fun stuff there. You can twist him all the way around, get his legs all up. He's got bicep swivel. He's packing, he's packing. I was really excited for the Plunder Strongs, but I think the Plunderlongs take it. They're just a little bit more fun for me. I want to get a few. Not I need to, but I would like to get a few more just to see, because they're just, name of the game here is fun, and that's all that matters. So yeah.
Okay. And stop texting.
Sorry.
We already know.
I have a very important announcement to share.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
What is that?
What the fuck is that?
That's my face when Thatch talked about his fucking number 4.
I gave you guys too much credit. I didn't think they were gonna be so similar, but they are.
Yeah, me too. I was like, it'll be different this year.
There's only like 3 more figures. Like there's.
And 2 of them were gonna be exactly the same picture.
Yep.
With that said,
same place
this guy, ever since I really started collecting Marvel Legends 5 years ago, and especially getting Spider-Man figures, I'm almost at 60 Spider-Man figures right now, personally. Yeah, terrible, but I have no regrets. I desperately needed a new Tobey Maguire figure. The new No Way Home look, this figure is so much fun. There is some retooling that could be done with him. He's got the other different face mask I know a lot of people don't like. I think it's funny. It's kind of like frumpy look, but I love the different hands. That Toby face, I actually kind of like. It's not as good as Andrew's, but it's decent. It works. But the suit design's so iconic. There's definitely adjustments that could be made to make it a much better figure, right? But it's not perfect, but holy shit, it is so cool to have them, especially 2. If you got the 3-pack like I did and Thatch did. So, in terms of this listing, I want to say that the 3-pack version is better. I like having both hands, like that hand. He looks like he has baby fingers, which I think is cute. So, especially with that one, I just like having all the different hands. Toby head's decent, but I would just like to have all of them. Once again, like with Andrew, the masked head turned out better print-wise. The web lining, actually, I had a scratch in one of the lenses in my eyes and Toby's. This one is not, so it looks much more sharper, looks more reminiscent of the original lenses in the films. But I am so thrilled to have a Tobey Maguire. And I just want to acknowledge for a minute, because this is probably the last time I get to mention it. This year, we got figures of Michael Keaton Batman, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and this is a poor example right now, but Indiana Jones. Like, 3 great movie icons in figure form. I think that fulfilled a lot of our dreams, I think, amongst all of us. We're getting a figure of. So I just want to acknowledge and appreciate that, because it's amazing. It's really cool having these guys. So that is my number 4. Thank you.
Okay. Can't wait to see what you both chose for number 3.
And 2 and 1.
He's not going to be the same.
There's one.
Two-
Yeah.
One of them will be different. Yeah.
Yes.
2 and 1.
They might be rearranged, you know.
Number
But,
3.
yeah.
We all
Yeah.
know what your number 1's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So going into this year, I had 2 big action figure wants, like 2 pipe dreams. One was to finish the rest of McFarlane Vox Machina. Didn't happen. The other was just to be announced a Hasbro D&D Beholder. And behold indeed, we got motherfucking Xanathar, and this guy is just the best. He is absolutely incredible, and I love him to death. This guy is just... If the D&D line dies this year, at least they gave me this, because this is a treasure. This is just... He's my son. He is my
Isn't
son.
this also the figure that Braden got very horny with?
I won't even describe what I did to that.
He has been violated. There's a little bit of crust in there in the back.
No! Delete that. Strike that from the records.
But this guy, I mean, just look at him. He's just perfection.
He's a big fella.
Just look
It
at
is
that.
like it is a size of like a child's head.
This is a child's head, yeah.
Yeah, like it's dangerously big, and you could knock someone out with it.
Yeah. And then he's got all 10 eye stalks that have a ball joint in the base, so you can, do whatever you want, pretty much. And he's just, I love him.
Unlimited.
I love him a lot. He's just perfect.
Do you know what? I honestly thought that was going to be your number 1 pick.
No, I know what his number 1 pick is. It's definitely not that.
Yeah. So, that's me.
Right. Pool.
Here we go. Right, so this particular release came out in the year of our Lord, 2000. Now, I got into Doctor Who in 2005 with a revival, and that is where my love of the show came from. Obviously, before then, I had no idea. But ever since 2005, I've loved it, and it's been probably the biggest obsession of my life. Well, anyway, before Character Options, who currently makes the figures from 2005 to now, there was a other company called Product Enterprise, and they made movie Daleks. Now, this is a pretty rare release, as are any movie Daleks, because they're so scarce, and it was only released the once. It is a RC Dalek, so it's remote control and stuff. But the movie products and stuff are so, thin. You can't find them anywhere. No one made products of the movies back in the day or anything, so when something comes around, people go mad for them. And Product Enterprise made a few of these. They made 3 from the original movie. So there's this one, there's a red one, and then a black one. And I plan to get all 3. But ever since I discovered other brands had the license previously and stuff, I've always wanted one of these. And honestly, it is probably one of those releases that has just filled such a big gap in my collection that it is now the centerpiece of it. I love the 60s movies. They're cult classics, very loved in the fandom. But yeah, there's not much merchandise for him, so obviously you have to find what you can, and it's very expensive. And unfortunately, this was, and they end up paying some stupid money for it.
Oh, I bet.
I paid $200 for this thing.
You didn't need to tell us that.
he said he paid about that much for the last one too. So
he said it was worth $200.
How much I paid for it? It was a lot. It was $200.
Well, not this one was a gift at least.
Oh, okay.
But,
someone else paid $200.
He put the burden on poor family member.
This, it is genuinely one of those things that I've always thought of getting, but whenever I'd look online, the prices would be fucking ridiculous as they were for when I paid for it. But because I was working and I had money coming through and stuff, I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it and get it, and I finally own one. So yeah, it is absolutely my pride and joy, and I hope to get the other two just to finish the three from that first movie that came out in 1964, which I absolutely love.
It might be older than Thatch, but I appreciate it because last year you also had the character options loophole movie Daleks on your list. So
yes, I did. And I absolutely love the movies, but like I said, the merchandise for them is so scarce. It's literally either these or those figures that are limited to 5,000, and they go for stupid money. So whenever anything comes up, and character options can't make anything from the movies, Fox doesn't allow that. So for some reason, Product Enterprise could, and like I said, pride and joy of my collection is just one of those things that I'm really happy to now own, and I love it. So,
I customize an action figure and I get booed off stage, but Lay brings a 23-year-old action figure in here, and
we put up with it because he's a grandpa. He's grandpa.
He's grandpa.
I love it so much.
You can't hate that.
We love grandpa. Yeah,
so
I love
sweet.
it so much. God, I love it.
So this is the.
I will say quickly, just sorry to cut your thoughts.
Okay.
I was going to put it at my top spot, but I thought I can't. There's two other things that are in there, and because it's such an old release, I'm just going to put it in my top three. So, but if I could, I would have absolutely put it as my number one. But there's two others there. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for cutting you off.
No worries. So this is the point when Aiden is like, "Is there hope still for me?" Or it's either he'll be like, "I'm good," or he'll be like, "I'm fucked. Like we're done. Like everything's gonna be the same." So let's hope to God that Aiden's all right. But with that being said, I think that there is a certain figure, a certain character that we all wanted, and I think I just gotta get it over with. It's the Green Goblin. Look at him. Here he is. Norman Osborn. Yippee! He's already been mentioned before. He's like perfect.
Wow.
He's really good. He's awesome. I mean, Braden kind of covered it for the most part. The only difference is he's a dumb baby ass and puts the wrong head on it, but that's fine.
I mean, I'm gonna put the helmet on it too when I get it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's great.
Cool.
It's got solid articulation, a little slightly jank, but not that bad. The glider's so cool. No one talks. It's fucking huge, by the way. No one talks about how cool it is. It's like, I don't know. It's like 20% bigger than the original glider I had. You know, it's still articulate. It's great. I love it. I love that it comes with this stand. He comes with so many different options that you can do. Like, I like that you can actually take the hood and the goggles off and then rearrange, like, for depending on different scenes, you know? He comes with that cool masthead, which doesn't make any sense, but I'm totally fine with it because it's, like, really fun to have the option, you know? He's just so well done. The sculpt is, like, one of the best MCU sculpts I've ever seen. And they actually try to paint most of it this time. So I would say more of it's painted, like, than isn't. They painted most of the details they could have, which is really nice. He is missing. He doesn't have any alternate hands, but Braden's kind of right. If I was posing him, it was probably just going to be a pumpkin bomb and a fist anyway, you know? The only other thing maybe I would have liked is 2 pumpkin bombs, I guess. But I'm okay. This is totally reasonable, and I'm willing to sacrifice it for the non-canonical helmet. You know, the face print is amazing. He's just great. You're gonna hear about him again sometime, so I won't go too long on it. But he's awesome. The costume is so freaking good. It's such a great look from the movie. I don't think it gets enough credit for how clever it is. It is the best version of, we got to keep what we had, but make it more comic booky and do something new. And they really struck a really solid balance with that. And that was really clever. I love that he takes off pieces from his glider and glues them to his body to make the purple accents. That's really clever. He's just awesome. The only thing is, his posing's a little jank. That's about the only complaint I have with him. But he's amazing. He makes me so happy. And as someone who's a huge Green Goblin fan, and I've been a Green Goblin fan since I was a child, I used to have 2 Green Goblin figures, 2 of them, that I'd play with both at the same time. And they were twins. And they always got defeated by Spider-Man dropping a Duplo wall on them every single time. That's how they got defeated. Nice. So I've got a very special emotional attachment to this, just like Toby, you know? Yeah, there he is, the old guy, right there. He makes that figure look like such dog shit, which is so sad. But I think he's awesome. I really am so satisfied. I think when it comes to Willem Dafoe, if you would have told me like 5 years ago Willem Dafoe's going to be in Spider-Man movies again as the Green Goblin, he's been served so well. I'm so happy with it. Like, it went the best possible way, and I got the Marvel Legends out of it, so really awesome. Thank God we finally have this. So there you go. Number 3.
Thanks God.
Thank God.
Yeah. All right. There's another Echo. Is there? No, we're fine. Okay. This one is going to not be... Everyone's going to be mad at me. Well, actually, that's not true. Tyler won't be mad at me, but these guys will be. Number 3 is going to the Final Swing Spider-Man. The best Spider-Man figure.
Mine was at number 6, my guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, what the fuck?
Yours was worse. But
I thought this guy wasn't going to be on the list. I thought you weren't going to put him on your list.
No, God, he's fantastic. Because I originally was like, I like Green Goblin more. But I've come around on Spider-Man. Now that I've kind of tidied him up, made some changes to him. Still need to make some more changes to him. He's incredible. Like I said, easily one of the best Spider-Man figures I've ever owned, period. He's just fantastic. There are some iffy things like I was going to call them thiceps, but that's not a thing.
The thiceps.
the thiceps. He looks incredible. I much prefer this blue to the SH Figure Arts blue. It's too teal, so I'm big fan of that. Just a great costume design. I feel like it's so satisfying to have a Tom Holland Spider-Man that isn't awful.
Yeah.
Isn't horrid. So
it's too real.
Great. It is too real. What more can I say? He's awesome. There are other figures I cared a little bit more than him, but I'm not, I like Spider-Man, but I'm not like crazy Spider-Man fan. So that's why he's only getting number 3. I don't even want to hear it from you, little incel. Yeah, that's right.
You're up.
Batter up, buddy.
All right. I'm safe here for a moment because my number 3 is this guy.
Hey.
Comes back around. Right.
Yes. Huge fan of the Universal Monsters. This guy is my favorite. I love Creature from Black Lagoon. I've gotten all the ones they made so far in the black and white versions. It's just like how they were originally depicted on film. I think it's very unique presence on the shelf anyway. This guy is phenomenal. I do want to get the colorized version like what that has, but this will hold me over for now. But this captured, to me, when I started collecting NECA figures, I was like, there has to be like the main point, right? Like getting a Gremlins figure, that was like the first thing. But like when they started doing the Universal Monsters, like NECA has to nail this because they're great at making movie monster figures, but they had to nail this especially. Like to me, I look at this as like one of the best creature designs, movie effect designs, costume designs ever. And it's still, I think you watch the original movie, it still holds up to this day. And I think they did a tremendous job with this figure. I love the ridiculous amount of different hands we get with them, even though they look different ever so slightly, even though they're mostly the same. I'm fine with that. At least we have it as an option. Mm-hmm. If I want to have them like look like the hands are like more flying out. I guess there's a slight difference you can tell. The open mouth is hilarious. I love getting just the normal stable head, but all the different scales, the texture, I mean, it's all there, but I like that. It looks like he just creeped out your television on an old box TV or in the movie theater. Fun fact, in the sequel to Creature of Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature, Clint Eastwood had his first film appearance. I'm just throwing in that because Rangus did trivia earlier, so Clint Eastwood's the shit. So, yeah, I absolutely love this figure. I have to say, I think he is one of, if not my favorite NECA figure. Until I really got to get the colorized version because I just look at this, I'm like, this would be cool in color, but they did such a great job of doing that gray and the white highlights. He is tremendous. Also, the presentation, the packaging, to use an alternate poster that's not as memorable as I have it on my wall, the original, is excellent. So, yeah, that's my number 3. It's a phenomenal figure.
Okay. All right, then.
Down to the wire. Number 2.
Number 2 is my fiddle figure of the year easily. I have not stopped messing with it since I got it. And it is a very recent love of mine. That is Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
That's the guy that can snip his own fingers.
Such a strange turnaround for me on this character. I started hating the show when I watched it with Braden, and then it just was stuck on my brain. So I just kept watching
having
it.
Nightmares about it.
I had one dream about it. It was stuck on my brain for a week. I watched some more, and then it was stuck on my brain for a month, and I just caved and watched the rest of it. And I'm into it. And this figure is just so much fun. He's got so many hands. He's got 4 different face plates, and then some fun accessories. And he's just so well designed. He just feels. It's hard to describe. He feels like the durability of a Hasbro figure, but the playability of a figure arts. It's just great. I love him a lot, so I am very pleased with him. And that's mine.
Well, shit. Top 2, I've just
This
sat
one came
and
out
had
in
to, like,
1982. It's really expensive.
This was the first Doctor Who toy ever released.
Back in 1845.
I've just been sat whilst you've been talking, debating which one out of these two I should put.
I was doing that too.
But anyway, this came out this year, so you all can chill. It is the Hot Toys Mandalorian Season 2 Boba Fett.
Ooh.
He does come with his dart. I put it in there. It comes with a load of shit. This was going to be my number 1, but I thought, do you know what? Looking at the other one, I'm going to put that number 1. Either way, this is a superb release. I did want to wait and get the one from his show because I prefer that look. But I got a good deal for him, and it came on my birthday. But yeah, he's just a solid fucking release of Boba Fett, and yeah, he looks fucking great. So that's my second pick. Like I said, lads, you can chill. This came out this year, so
Next one didn't.
Good job.
the next
90% of the list
Did
didn't,
not.
so it's okay.
Yeah, most of your choices did.
But yeah, he comes with loads of stuff. Unfortunately, he doesn't come with like unmasked head. That comes with a deluxe one. But this is a special edition apparently, so yeah, whatever. But he's a great figure. Super expensive, unfortunately, but and you little bastard. But these next two I've been like fighting for it all year more or less. So that's number 2. Good fella.
Let's see what you picked that he picked.
If Joy was an action figure, it would be this Spider-Man right here. We've seen him so many times, you know. already.
Mm-hmm.
I will not talk about how his articulation's great. I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff. Or, how the fact that he comes with all the accessories or that his likeness is the best Tom Holland. All I'll say is that I'm lucky to have 2, and I'm lucky to have foresight to be able to immediately avoid the issues. So immediately as I got him, I popped the legs off. I popped the legs off and I sanded down the ball. Routinely that week, I would actually run his biceps under cold water. That sounds really weird, but it actually stiffens the plastic while also lubricating it, so it doesn't get bendy. For some reason, it was really working with this guy, and now his biceps are perfect, like he's got normal biceps. So I was able to usurp the issues and build, with a little bit of patience, like a totally fun figure to mess with, because I knew I was going to want to, right? I did not want to be stuck like Tyler being nervous. That would have really made me sad too. And I always had the second one, the backup, knowing that if it went horribly wrong, I have that one, and I still have that. So I'm able to kind of play with him guilt-free because of that. But instead of talking about like all that, I'll just say that the costume and the moment in the movie give me such joy. It's like one of my favorite things. There he is. That when I look at him, it's just like, it makes me so happy. The colors, everything. I love that he's so skinny. Even if he's technically skinnier than Tom Holland, I like Spider-Man skinnier, It's just like, I got into this by collecting Spider-Man and posing them as like a 5-year-old, right? And like, this is like the ultimate one. This is like the promise of that childhood. And I also know he's a promise that going into this next year of my life, 2024, I'm going to have to move away from home, move to Portland. All that's going to be really scary. It's a big transitionary year. I have this guy to bring with me the whole time, so I know I will always have a fiddle figure, and it will be this guy. And there's no better one than this one, because to me, this is like hope incarnate. So emotionally and everything, he just means a lot to me. And I was lucky enough to be able to get a good copy and then also be able to work him into being a little bit more reliable. So I'm really happy I get to take this guy with me now. And I'm just happy that they didn't make that fucking chest logo gold. Thank God. I would have been so pissed if they made it gold.
Oh, man.
Like the concept art. So thank you, Hasbro, this is the one time when you're inaccurate, and I'm totally okay with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to buy probably like 6 of him at some point. If not more than I have. I have 8 John Walkers. I'll probably top that with like 10 of this guy.
I'll need another one too.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's so good. I'm shocked, Thatch. Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea what the next one's gonna be.
You've caught me off guard now. All right. Mm-hmm. Now for my number 2. This was really hard for me. This is not a figure I messed around with too much, but when I did, it was just like, it was butter melted in my hand,
What the fuck?
It was butter.
It was butter melting in my hand. It was so greasy and I couldn't get it off.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, that's the worst. Butter on your hand is the worst feeling.
Action figure of the year. Okay?
You got Aiden looking in the toilet now. Look at you. He doesn't
Aiden wants to take a shit. He's thinking about it. Well, my number 2 choice is gonna have to go to. We've seen him before. It is the Limb Toys Joel figure. He's a big man, right? That's
just Aiden smelling his shit. That's what's happening.
Yeah, he took a fat one.
It's smelling shit from him.
Look, man, mine didn't come with like a ripped asshole like Tyler's, so that helped my enjoyment of him. I didn't need any replacements, and I like Joel more than Ellie because he's just, for me, he's a lot more fun to mess around with. Ellie, I'm worried I'm gonna like snap her arm off or something. Probably not, but I'm a big ogre man who like destroys his toys. I can't believe how good the likeness on his face is. That's incredible. It really is amazing. He comes with a shit ton of accessories too, which makes the price, the horrible price, so much more worth it. You can also, this is the best part of the figure. You can freaking have him, yeah, dude. You can have him ready to go.
We had the same idea.
He's ready for combat.
He's ready for something.
He's ready to blow someone's head off. Look at him,
I want
dude.
to see his ass. Hold on.
It's
hard.
so hard to take his pants off.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's not worth it.
Don't rip him again.
You have to. He has an actual working belt that you have to thread out of the loops to get off.
Oh, it is a working belt. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Anyways, just to wrap it up, Tyler already talked about him. I just think he's amazing. This 2-pack is totally worth it. I didn't think it would be good because, I thought it was going to be good, but I was worried about the soft goods because I wasn't sure how well it worked. My guy can. That's pretty.
He's got socks under those pants.
He has
Actual
literal working socks down there. So I don't know. He's awesome, and I like The Last of Us. I'm sorry.
I know who number 1 is now.
Yeah, everyone does. What a surprise.
I don't.
Yeah, because you don't know anything about me. We're not friends.
That's a preferred way of life.
Yep. Fair enough.
Damn.
All right, Aiden, rip the Band-Aid off.
Oh, we know who it is. Yep.
Wow.
I have no idea who your guys' last pick is then.
It might be the same figure, but
It might be.
But I can't. I legitimately am blanking. Sorry, Aiden. Go ahead, talk.
No. Guys, talk about like perfected Spider-Man figure. For the most part, right? I had to do plastic surgery on mine, which is probably not good because I fucked with him a lot. But I've kept an eye on them as far as like the hips.
Spider-Man.
It's like I don't even know. I can't do this.
From an incredible standpoint and a perfect representation of the classic John Romita Sr. Spider-Man costume, right? Design, and then a little bit of the dash of Tom in there. Proportions, they perfected of having a perfect Tom Holland figure from the very special moment at the end of No Way Home. They represented they translated it perfectly, but the colors, especially that blue, the swirly blue, not as shiny, but the good kind of shine enough where you got in the right light, looks great. Articulation, I love the mask, the web lines that are actually painted on, all right, not indented into his skin and his body like it's a fucking saw trap, all right? It actually looks great and amazing. You know, like what Thatch mentioned, they actually did the black symbol, even though I think that's just the artist fucking up and everyone's just scared. I don't know. But I absolutely love him. The hands, we get like, you know, open hands, flippers, fisters, and a Tom head. Awesome. Just like everything you can need from a Tom Holland figure, but also Spider-Man figure that's going to work as comic and MCU. It's amazing. I'm so just unbelievably happy with this figure. And I like it because around Christmas time, now like it has been recently, it's just fun to pose around like a Christmas tree because of the end of the movie. And it's also, to me, I look at this and it's a very great representation of when I first got to experience this movie with Thatch and Braden. That was like one of the best times I've ever had in my life. And I love this suit. And the figure is absolutely astonishing. So, yes, I had to put him at my two.
For once, I'll say I don't know who anyone's number 1 is going to be. Like
Mine's going to be super obvious as soon as you see it.
I can't even think of it, but yeah, go ahead.
Don't think about it too much. Leave it a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really good at clearing your mind, so just be blank. Be a piece of cardboard. My final pick. I was really kind of flip-flopping between Gojo and this because this I haven't messed around as much with, but means more to me. It's definitely something I've always wanted since I was a child. It is cheating a little bit, but it is the SH Figure Arts Kid Naruto and Kid Sasuke in a tie for number 1, because these are just my childhood encapsulated. I have always wanted great figures of these, and I got great versions last year, but these are the OGs. These are the ones that I always wanted as a little lad, little tie. So these are just perfect. Sasuke is not as good as Naruto. Naruto has better articulation, but They are both immaculate figures, and emblematic of why I'll probably be switching to SH Figure Arts for the most part next year. So.
Well, do you know what, that threw me off because I wasn't expecting that to be number one.
Neither did I. I thought they came out last year. That's why I was confused. But then I forgot that you put all the other ones, so I was like, okay, my brain, I blanked out.
Technically, Kakashi and Gojo released last year, but domestically they released this year.
You looked up the date, and they were like January or something, so you're fine.
So my number one pick came out last year, I want to say.
So close.
It is another Hot Toys release, and again, like I said with the last one, this was fighting for number one spot, and it, ultimately got it. It is my Hot Toys Endgame. Captain America. Holy shit. This fucking thing. God, it just this is like the re-release version. So the first one they did, they gave him the incorrect shield. I've got the full one on. He does come with like the cracked one. Does come with a die-cast Mjolnir. I don't display. I prefer Cap having his helmet off. They revisited the head, so this is arguably one of the best Chris Evans heads that they've done. It is ridiculous.
It looks like his son just told him he has a boy.
He's just like, don't be angry. Don't be supportive, father.
This is Chris after he was in Scott Pilgrim.
After he fucking uploaded his dick to the internet.
Yep. that was live. Everyone saw that. Shit.
Yeah, just an incredible piece of my favorite costume of the character from the MCU. My absolute favorite character as well from the MCU. So I needed a very solid representation of him, and there was many to pick, but I'm pretty glad the Endgame Cap didn't disappoint in any way whatsoever. He's just superb. And yeah, and I definitely need a Tony on the show. That's probably going to be one of my next ones. Well, that's it. That has been my top 10. That has been my figure of the year. It was either him or Barber, but Cap just got it in the end. So yeah. So rambling.
So, two of you, no clue. One of you, easily predictable. Let's see.
Wrong, motherfucker.
This is a figure of a character I wanted for a while. It's something that I, like years ago, just like the Toby, I kind of never thought I would have, and so it's almost like just special just to have it. And I never found, this figure, the same way I'm going to bring that Tom Holland with me all next year, I brought this figure with me the whole year. I never found myself without this figure. I always had it with me. It is one of the most versatile figures in my collection, and it's a figure of one of my best friends, Braden Paul Adams.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
I forgot about this.
I didn't think this was gonna hit it. Damn.
So, it's hard to say. The likeness is pretty good. It's better than most. It hasn't aged perfect, but it's good enough to where when I look at it, I immediately associate it with Braden. And I just have had so much fucking fun with it. I don't think I've had more fun with the figure since I was 10 years old. Like every time I buy an action bot, let's put extra burn. One put extra burn. Every time I get a gun, let's put in Brain's hand. Every time I get a buff dude, I'm gonna put Brain's head on it. Like every single time new Ghostbusters comes out, I don't grab Egon, I grab Braden. You know what I mean? Like it's so good that I did a wash of his hair in the studio I work at. Like that's how fucking much I love this figure. And it even after, and honestly, when the Subway series got deleted, you can't get it anymore. It only made it more special because there's no way I'm ever gonna get one again. This is it. This is the only one on the planet. The only one that looks like this. Brain has another one, but the only one that looks like this is here. And I don't know. I just always had him with me, and people would look at him and be like, "Who the hell is that? What Ghostbuster?" Like it's my best friend Braden, one of my best friends, and it's just like, I don't know. It makes me so happy. it's just on this old ass Ghostbusters body, which is fine. Like, it works. It has butterflies. Brayden has butterfly joints, which is just so weird.
He definitely doesn't have butterflies in real life.
No, definitely not. The Ghostbusters body is the best because it's baggy, so you can imagine he's a little heavier. He's still a little skinnier than Brayden, but it kind of allows some room for. It's just like I've just had so much fun. I've put him with everyone. I've taken so many I haven't taken more photos than other figure, and I've posed. He's loose. His arms are so loose because of how many times I've posed him. You know, like, but I love him, and I'm gonna keep him with me. You know, it's a very special figure. I'm really sad I could not get one of Aiden and Tyler and all y'all. Like, I really want, especially with the glasses. I really wanted one, really bad, and I can't now. But I guess it just makes fucking Brayden Adams so much better. And I never thought in the world that on my top 10 figures of the year, Brayden Paul Adams would be number one. But here we are today. Yeah, there you go. I'm like gonna start crying thinking about this figure. I've just had so much fun with it, you know. Like, he's crossed like 3 dorms and houses and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's really special to me. So there you go. Number one, Brayden Paul Adams about to shoot up a school. So
just shows how much he loves you, bro.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm feeling blessed. Oh man. Number one action figure of the year. This almost impossible, which is weird. This is from a movie that came out this year that I really loved. How could you not love this guy?
This is fucking fake. I already know it.
No.
This is fucking real. Fake. Yeah, no, get that shit the fuck out of here. Get that shit the fuck out of here.
All of his armor. No. Unironically, could be an honorable mention. I love this thing so fucking much. But y'all know what the actual SH figure is. Of course it is. Objectively, not a great figure. Well, that's not true. I like him a lot. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't care for this figure at all. But he's the best Luffy in my collection. I've really grown to love this stupid show for whatever reason. It means a lot to me now. Got a good amount of accessories, nothing crazy. He should come with more. But for $35 US, he's a fun time. I haven't had any wonky QC with him at all. He's got the best bend that any Luffy figure has ever come with because they don't want to ruin his scarf. It's so stupid. I don't know why. But he's just so much fun. He's so much fun to fiddle with. And I didn't think he was going to be as fun as he is, but I've loved pose that the day I got him was one of the most fun I had with any figure. I took so many photos, which I never do. You guys know. You guys ask me for photos all the time. I never do that. So
fucking asshole.
Well, that's how you know how I really love it.
Fucking bitch.
And it was a pretty decent start to a line that has been okay, horrible, and hopefully good. So we'll see. But yeah,
2024, make a comeback.
Make a comeback. Hopefully, I'm hoping for that classic version will win me over. Will be the best. Probably going to be next year's figure if it comes out next year. But anyway, I love the goofy, silly man. So yeah, goofy, predictable, but it is what it is.
What you got?
That's his true number one, actually.
It really is. It could be anything. It could be any day of the week.
I could tell, man. I could tell. You're like, no, this is about the show.
Has he been like that?
This is never coming. It's never coming off. Never. Nice. Why would he ever not have that?
Oh, excuse me. Holy shit! All right, my number one is none other than one of the greatest, if not the greatest. I'll die for saying that. Comic book movie villain ever. Adaptation.
Morbius.
Obsessed.
I won't accept. Yeah. It's Will the Green guy. Wait, sorry. No way home. Okay.
For some reason, I thought you already talked about him. So
yeah, I did too.
I know. I was
gonna you and yeah.
Because we all talked about it. Well,
yeah.
Ever since No Way Home came out, and they had this perfected fucking look for this character, I was so excited to have it in Legends form. So concerned that it would be made as Build a Glider Wave.
But Hasbro thought right. And they were like, we're going to make him a deluxe. I'm like, you goddamn right. And they went all fucking out. I really can say that this is probably one of my favorite Marvel Legends ever. I just absolutely adore this guy. I'm so thankful and excited to finally have the figure. I was so concerned when I had to pre-order on him, and then I had it was like a whole bunch of shit. I was trying to get him as soon as possible after getting the whole No Way Home way because it felt incomplete not having him at the helm. But the Willem Dafoe face, the printing, basically the photo reel, phenomenal. One of, if not the best, even tops Andrew from this wave. I think the sculpting on the body, excellent. Brayden did mention about some of the joints earlier. I do have that concern about it or just problem with it, but even then it's very minor. And I think he could have used alternate hands, but even then, this is what I would have kept like the other guys have been saying. But accessories, having the other helmet. I had that on this old chair from the 2002 Toy Biz figure. Absolutely love it. Pumpkin bomb, having the goggles, take off the hood, show the head, options. Absolutely love it. The paint apps. They did the main ones for the most part, I feel, and even if you want to go and just do some more yourself, but even then, there's so much going on with design in the figure. It's just terrific. I think they couldn't have done any better. I'm just so pleased, and it felt like it was so worth the wait. When that leak came out in September about the figure, we saw the back of the box. I was just like, holy fuck, they did it. And the glider. I have to mention the glider. I think the only other thing that would have been cool if it was like a little reference to the Toy Biz figure glider is have the movable pumpkin bombs in the glider. I think that would have been really cool, but I doubt they would ever have done that. But this is phenomenal. He sits on it. I actually got to pop in the stand by heating it up, but it's so much fun. I'm trying not to break my glider as well. But I am just so outrageously happy to have a Willem Dafoe No Way Home Green Goblin. That is my number one pick.
Hey, there we have it.
All right.
Woohoo.
End of the year.
Right now, I actually need to go take a shit. So.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
Stand.
I gotta say, it's probably been one of the hardest years.
Look at that fucking asshole.
That's not what I meant to say.
Hardest years.
Clayton's like one of the hottest years of my life. I've been really struggling to make. And then the fucking post.
Bastards.
It was a tough year, man.
It
really was. I was struggling to bring it down.
Years.
I had to cut so many honorable mentions out. I had Andrew, I had Toby, I had an owl bear. Like there was so much shit I had to cut out. And this list is gonna change tomorrow. Like this is gonna be different when I changed it.
I will say my top 3 will absolutely change depending on what day of the week it is.
Yeah.
So Dalek will definitely be number 1 at some point.
Yeah. For
Well,
sure.
this is cemented in video form, so it doesn't matter what you say after this.
This is the only
Doesn't
thing that
fucking
matters.
matter. This is canon.
the only
Anything after this is not.
This is canon.
This
It's
is
canon.
canon. Alright.
Bitch.
Yeah.
But that just genuinely surprised me, even though he told me to my face multiple times that was going to happen. And
I
I
saw it
completely
in your face. I was like, what,
Yeah, I
you
was shocked.
know? Yeah.
Well, I think all of us forgot. I think we were all just like, wait a minute.
It was nice. I haven't talked about him recently because of all the No Way Home Indiana Jones stuff that's happened, so I kind of had it set up, but there was never any question for me. Honestly. Like, I never once was like, it was always going to be Brayden. And then Brayden talked to me, and he's like, what figure did you fiddle around with this? Because I was like, I'm struggling. And he's like, which one did you fiddle around with the most? And I was like, oh, shit, it was you. That's the one.
Regardless, though, what I was trying to say was, I want to thank every one of you guys for sticking with me through all of the hobby. And even though me and Ty kind of veered off on the weird import side of things, and Aiden and Thatch are kind of
harder into that.
Yeah, Aiden and Thatch are just kind of like, we're fine, we're not buying that cringy shit.
Well, Thatch already say the
He
fact.
tried. He tried.
I tried it.
Overall point is, I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm so glad that you still tolerate me, because there should be no.
To wave off of that, best part of my year, hands down, was 1 week in August where I got to see this asshole in person and he got to live with me.
That sounds like the worst week of the year.
No, that was amazing. That made me so happy.
I guess my outlook on this year was this hobby definitely took a back burner for me because I had so much responsibility and there's so much stuff I have to do. And next year is going to be one of the most significant years of my life. My whole life is going to change, and you work so hard to like get one thing like this internship, and I'm not even close to being done. I still have 6 more months, but everything, it like affects everything, you know, because it's such a big gamble. And so, especially someone like me who has horrible anxiety, and I'm just trying to control what I can. So the action figures, I mean, I got a lot, but I would not be able to have a lot of time with them. Like I really haven't had that much time with that Wolverine and many of the figures on my list. And I know next year is going to be even more so as challenging and stuff like that. And it's gonna be interesting. And I'm curious. We'll see where the hobby can fit into my life in that way. But I will say that to kind of sail this or like put this on the shelf a little bit. There were so many figures I always wanted that I got this year. I mean, Aiden knocked it out of the park when he said Indiana Jones, Michael Keaton, Tobey Maguire all came out, you know, in the same year, and they're all like great, you know. So like a lot of these figures I would have always wanted came out. The Halo 3 Sheaf even, like I love Halo 3. That is so significant to me. You know, I know he's on my honorable mentions, but still, like that's awesome. That's so important. So I guess I'm just happy that like if I was gonna wrap it up a little bit, never fully, I'm still gonna get action figures, but at least kind of to go off with a bang. This was a great year for me. You know, this was a really good year to do it. I wish I got more time with them. I know one day I will have more time with them. You know, once I get a stable income and I get like a nice home where I can actually take all my shit to it without having to move, then I know it'll be okay because I know that I'll have the time. But I just need to wait and stuff first. So
this year, like, where the hobby's taken a back seat and, you know, my job's been my priority, like, as I've had it. And, like, next year I'm looking to move out in June, July. So that's a huge fucking step. And, you know, I'm wanting to drive. And it's just, you know, I'm at that point now where I'm, like, I'm ready to really take the next step, as scary as it's going to be. And this year, like, I feel like I have, like, even though I have bought loads of figures and shit, and I've got so much stuff that I've always wanted, and I think that's been my thing this year, where I haven't bought stuff for the sake of it. I bought stuff that you've wanted for so many years, and you finally got it. And, like my display now, like, this in particular, like, these figures genuinely mean the world to me, and I've wanted them for the longest of fucking time. So it's, you know, stuff like that when it comes to collecting, and I'm not like pissing money up the wall. But
Jesus.
next year, you know, I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm definitely gonna transition more into my Hot Toys collecting and just do like a, you know, one purchase every few months because they cost a fucking fortune and whatnot, and not buy shit for the sake of it. But yeah, it's been a good year, but it's also been one of those years where I've done a lot of reflecting, and I'm sort of at that age where, and I mean, I don't know if anyone else does it, where they really kind of like look back on the past and, you know, kind of think I'd give anything for days like that again, because you're at the age now where life is changing and it's scary and it's, you know, and that's kind of been my whole thing this year, which is shit. But it's like what my mate said, it's like you're looking back at like the good days that only came around like once every so often in the year. Like this year I've done so much shit. Like I've met fucking some of my absolute heroes, like, you know, obviously actors that played the Doctor and stuff, and just stuff like that, and being at my first Comic-Con and whatnot. And it's like, do you really miss it? Like, yeah, fair enough, you got good memories, but like you're making them now, and you've got next year and many years to come where it's just going to be just as great. So don't ponder on it.
Yeah,
but
I think next year is going to be a big year for all of us in terms of change. I think a lot of it's going to be changed for the better, though. And I think by the end of the year, next time we do this, it's going to be a very different circumstance that'll be very fun to see. So.
Yeah, man. Hopefully I'm not in here. And hopefully I've got my own place with my girlfriend and the dog.
You won't be there. Thatch won't be there. Braden might not be there. I don't know about Aiden.
I don't know where I'm
at, but
it's scary to think he's.
I'll be on the streets, man.
You can always come here.
I don't know what you're expecting, man.
I'm gonna be a safety net for Thatch if he, if anything goes wrong in those plans, and I plan to visit Braden at some point, probably in the first half of the year.
It's a scary time, but it's exciting as well. Like, I'm looking forward to it, but also incredibly scared of it.
Maybe if all goes super well, we could do this in person next year, all of us. Because I mean, a lot of the chips are going to be falling into place for that. So
maybe. I think it's too early, man. Let's see.
Well, it's possible.
I'm just happy I've been talking to the same white guys for the last God knows how long it's been.
10 years and
Jesus.
Well, yeah, a little over a year.
Good Lord.
Scary that, man.
Yeah, but
I definitely want to say, this has been incredibly wonderful to have all of you here, talking to all of you, and getting on a fucking 4-hour call now. Talking about
only 3 hours.
Yeah.
I guess sorry, you guys were talking before I got here. My bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But for me, it's been like 4 hours.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's been wonderful. It's been absolutely wonderful, especially having talked to many of you guys in a real minute. And I just want to say that even if I don't get the chance to talk to you guys all the time, which I feel bad, I think about that a lot, especially with a lot of stuff that's going on in my life. I'm always thankful for when I get to, and I'm thinking of you guys. So I want you all to know that, and I'm very
man, you too, man.
Here tonight talking. So it's great. It's like no matter how busy we are in our lives, we're still trying to find the time like we have tonight to get together and just talk about action figures or what we all love talking with each other about. So I always think that's very special. And like Ty said, maybe one day next year or whenever we all can get together, not even just do the top 10, but just hang out in general. That would be wonderful, So you never know.
Closing time.
I love you guys. You're the best.
Aww. I love you too, but not in a gay way.
That's
a lie. Like definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Only partially
in a gay way.
All right. I love you guys with
I can't believe Aiden's been sitting on the toilet this whole time. You're gonna get hemorrhoids, my guy.
I already have.
I don't know if his anus is gonna go back to the right side.
That's just in a garden or whatever.
Gaping. It's just a wide open hole.
So.
Yeah. It looks like he's about to do an Instagram live and apologize to his viewers about
He doesn't have to put any effort into shitting right now. It just falls out.
He's climbing in the toilet.
No! Stop it!
Oh my god! The camera's censoring your nudity. That was weird.
It would be funny if his legs just started spinning and
He's just fucking Harry from Home Alone too.
Good job, my guy. You did good.
Thank you. I'm glad I didn't break all my shit. It's on my desk.
Just kick your desk.
Yeah, you kept it concise this year. We didn't ramble.
I thought that one too many times on the phone with you guys. So
yeah.
We did a good job this
year.
Much faster than last year.
Farewell, everyone.
Bye.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world. Closing time. Turn all of the lights on over every boy and every girl. Closing time. One last call for alcohol. So finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time.
my Play-Doh. And I want to eat it. I want to eat all the Play-Doh. That looks so done with it. He's just like, I don't hate you people so much.
Why am I friends with these assholes?